Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 27 of the best sports show out. Highly Opinionated. I'm your co-host, Josh. The best co-host in the game, my brother, John. What's up, bro?
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you?
Life is good, man. Can't complain.
Can't complain at all. That's what we like to hear. Like to spread positivity. That'll be the root of this episode 27, positivity. Uh, I'm glad everything going well with you, brother. Once again, bro, thank you for sitting in that chair, man. You're the best person I know who can. So hopefully we give the people a great show this week like we did last week.
I'll get to it.
Absolutely. Mr. Everything, the best producer, the best editor, the best guy I know. Ross, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm good, Josh. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I can't complain. Again, just spreading positivity around, taking one day, one step at a time. Everything good with you?
Yeah, no complaints over here. I like that positive vibe right now.
Absolutely. We all need it at some point in time. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you guys for watching last week's show. Appreciate you for tuning into this week's show. Again, we always say we aim to be the best sports show you watch, you consume. Want to get better each and every episode. We will strive our best to do that. Ross, let them know where they can follow us at on our socials.
Yeah, Josh, y'all can follow us on Instagram at Highly Opinionated _SS. And also some news to you as well. Y'all can now follow us on TikTok on the same name as Instagram as Highly Opinionated _SS. We just started it, so nothing really on there, but make sure y'all follow. We're gonna start posting the clips and interactions. Yeah, we want all of that. Also follow us on X on Highly O_SS. And of course, y'all already on the YouTube. So go ahead, like, subscribe, comment. We will comment back.
Absolutely. We appreciate all you guys' likes, subscriptions, comments, etc. We definitely get back to them. And again, you ever disagree with something, you ever, want to come on and just talk about sports, the floor is open for any and everybody to come on and be a guest here on Highly Opinionated. John, my brother, you ready to get episode 27 started?
Let's get down.
Let's get down, bro. Let's start with a sport that we miss dearly. We are so happy that the NBA is here, but we, as NFL junkies, and I would say we both NFL junkies, we miss it. As two hosts of two shows, Highly Opinionated, the Club JG podcast, it is extremely hard to do a show, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have the NFL in it. It's extremely hard. So with that being said, let's go over some NFL news and notes. Let's start off with the Micah Parsons situation in Dallas. Do you think the Cowboys should entertain trading Micah Parsons to improve their roster, or should they keep him and give him a long-term deal and make him the highest pass rusher in the NFL?
So a lot of people are going to be pissed off about what I have to say if you're a Cowboys fan, because a lot of people are like, why in God's name would you trade a player like Micah Parsons? The Cowboys need to make a trade tomorrow. They should have made one yesterday, because I don't think they can pay Micah Parsons what he wants to buy, if I'm being honest with you. And how did we get here? You waited way too long to pay Dak Prescott, and then his price only went up. Matter of fact, I think you literally paid Dak, I think, the morning of week 1. I don't think I've ever seen that before. A quarterback signing a decision like that.
Yes.
You also waited to pay CeeDee Lamb, one of the best wide receivers in football. You waited until Justin Jefferson got paid, and now his price is going up. So, sorry about that. You see what happened there? But his price went up. So, how are you? And you saw what your team needed. The Cowboys have so many holes to fill, especially now that All-Pro Zach Martin just retired after 11 seasons. So now you got to worry about the offensive line. Your linebackers and your defensive line can't stop the run, because any team that had a good running back did whatever they wanted to the Cowboys defense. CeeDee Lamb is your only real threat at wide receiver. You got to get somebody else in there. You need draft picks. You need to kind of start over in a way so you can start building your team back up, because this iteration of the Cowboys it's just not going to get it done. Not only in the NFC, but look in your own division. Look what just happened. Rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels had the best rookie season of all time, getting to the NFC Championship game, and he already looks better than you. You got to deal with that twice a year. That was year 1. You got to deal with that twice a year. Jalen Hurts, your other adversary in the NFC East, just won a Super Bowl.
Yes, he did.
And that Eagles team is complete. I'm talking about offense, defensive line. Tim elaborated on like an earlier show after the Super Bowl. The defensive line absolutely dominated the game and controlled it. Those guys are not going anywhere. That defense is going to be just fine. A.J. Brown's going to be back. Devontae Smith's going to be back. We know Saquon Barkley ain't going nowhere. So you got all that going on in the NFC East. Are we sure that you'll even be able to contend for number 2 in your own division? Or are you going to be struggling to maybe make a wild card spot? We don't know what's going to happen with the Giants next year in the draft because they finally wised up and realized, hey, Daniel Jones sucks. Let's stop playing him and try to get him out of town. So they finally listened. Now they're going to be in the market for a better quarterback, likely Cam Ward, Shador Sanders. We'll see what happens there. But if I'm the Cowboys, look, what we're doing right now is not going to work. Yes, Michael Parsons is an unbelievable pass rusher, amazing, all time, once in the blue moon. I get it. It's hard to trade that and let that go. But if you keep him, you're going to have the same exact problems that you had last year. As great as Michael Parsons is, and he is phenomenal, he can't fix everything on the defense.
I agree, bro. I agree with everything you said, man. I think the Cowboys should entertain and trading Michael Parsons. I thought if they hired Dion, they would entertain trading Dak Prescott because the best way to get out of the situation would be to try to trade one of those big deals off your team, and then you can, I don't want to say suck for a little bit, but you rebuild for a little bit, and then you build your roster back up the right way. The Eagles, in a way, did that. They did suck for a long, extended period of time, but that last year they had with Doug Peterson, they went 6-10, 7-9. They had a high draft pick, and they drafted well, and they did what they needed to do. Maybe I don't know about 6-10, maybe 7-9, 8-8 at that time. But they have
more competent GM. They have more competent GM over there in Philly as opposed to Dallas. We all know what the problem is there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Howie Roseman is more competent than Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones wants to be the star. Jerry Jones wants to be the janitor. He wants to be the popcorn man. He wants to be the door greeter. He wants to be the door closer, and he wants to sweep the arena after everyone leaves. So he wants to do everything. The problem is in life, you can't do everything, bro. You know this. Having a show, you have to delegate things to other people. Most people don't know. I delegate a lot of things on this show to you, to Tim, to Ross. You feel me? It's not fun if I just say we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, no, that's not how it goes. Like we all decide on the topics, just like the people in the front office should be deciding on who we going to sign as a free agent, who we going to draft, who we going to do this. The move you said about Zach Martin, painful loss. Zach Martin is a first ballot Hall of Famer. The brother takes his jersey off. Guess what he putting on? A gold jacket because he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. They lose that. They also obviously got a new coach in Brian Schottenheimer, Shotty as they call him. So it's a new regime in Dallas, like you said, with the Philadelphia Eagles. They're the Super Bowl champions. Now, I will say this about the Commanders, and I know the Commanders fans that watch this will get upset with me. I do think they'll come back down to earth next year. I do. They won't be as good as they were last season, this upcoming season.
That's fair.
Now, I will say, me saying that is predicated that they do not go out. They do not go out and get Myles Garrett. Now, if they go out and get Myles Garrett, then I have the right to. You know how like when you used to watch an event, they used to have it at the bottom of the screen, card subject to change, because I can change my mind. If they go get Myles Garrett, then obviously I'll change my mind. But I think the Commanders will take a step back. But the NFC, and another thing about the NFC East, the NFC East hasn't had a back-to-back winner in like 20 years, 21 years. So I think the Cowboys are really not that far away. But I do think let's trade Michael Parsons, or at that point when if they was going to hire Dion, let's trade Dak and let's draft the right way. Think about the people: Zach Martin, Travis Frederick, Tyron Smith, Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, DeMarcus Lawrence, Michael Parsons. They all got drafted by the Cowboys. So that means they were drafting well. Teams that win, you draft well. You sign free agents to fill a hole, but you have to draft well. Cowboys, if you go look at that past 2 drafts, it's been a little hit and miss. So I definitely agree with you on that. I think the Cowboys should entertain and trade Michael Parsons. Shit, they might get 3 first-round picks for him.
And imagine what you can do with that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, again, I understand how all-time great Michael Parsons is. It's difficult.
We both understand how all-time great he is. We both do.
It's hard to part with a player like that, but you got to look at where your team is at. I know he will have an effect on the game, but the problems that you had this year are just going to continue.
Exactly. Michael Parsons is a great player. He's not a defensive tackle. He's not a middle linebacker, and he's not a safety or a corner. You can put him on one. He can play on the field, but he can't dominate the whole field. You need other players. Ray Lewis, in that 2000 defense, you had Jamie Sharper. You had Hart. You had Dwayne Starks. You had guys that weren't quote unquote household names, but they came in and did their job, and that's what the Cowboys need. And I think eventually, hopefully, if they trade Michael Parsons, then they can get that. Next in the NFL, the Cincinnati Bengals, bro. They are trying to keep the band back together, aren't they? Especially our offensive band. They franchise tag T. Higgins already. Jamar Chase is a unrestricted free agent. And Jamar Chase is not an unrestricted free agent. I'm sorry. Jamar Chase he's playing his last year on his rookie deal. He wants a new contract. And Trey Hendrickson, the pass rusher, the star pass rusher, is a free agent. He's an unrestricted free agent. The Bengals said they want T. Higgins, they want Hendrickson, and they want Jamar Chase. Do you think the Bengals will be able to get all three deals done during the offseason?
No. And the only way that could possibly happen is if somebody gets lowballed. And if T. Higgins really wants to stay, he has to understand that he will not get paid what he wants. He will be underpaid. That's the only way I can see them possibly even doing that. But if T. Higgins actually wants to get paid as a wide receiver one and wants to be a wide receiver one, he should be wanting out of Cincinnati. It's not going to happen. Jamar Chase is better. He is. I'm looking at the numbers. Jamar Chase had over 1,700 receiving yards. He was a Triple Crown winner. T. Higgins had about 891. He's great. He's a wide receiver one. Do not get it twisted. T. Higgins is very, very good. Can definitely be a number one receiver somewhere else. It's not going to happen in Cincinnati. And again, Cincinnati, another team that you waited too long to pay Jamar Chase when you should have paid him last year.
Yes.
And now you got Justin Jefferson, you got CeeDee Lamb. What do you think Jamar Chase is going to want to get after betting on himself and then being a Triple Crown winner? What you think he's going to want? So you got to pay that, because God forbid you let him walk out of the door.
No, you can't let him walk. Him and Joe, bro. They I'm not trying to be an asshole.
I get that him and Joe are like that, but listen, man. At some point in time, you got to think about that bread, and you only get the playable for so long. And you had a season like that. No, Jamar Chase about to get his money. You already paid Burrow, so look, they need to focus. The totem pole for me is Jamar Chase, Hendrickson, and then maybe if you can get T. Higgins working that, because your defense is already really bad. It's not going to get that much better, honestly. Trey Henderson was your best player by far. He led the league in sacks this past season. You got to keep that guy. You can't let those two players go. The center of your offense and by far the best player on your defense that did something, as bad as Cincinnati's defense was. He was the one guy that actually was doing his job and doing something. So you got to prioritize those two guys. And look, T. Higgins, that's the wild card. What is he really going to sacrifice money to stay on this team? Because he's going to get lowballed. He's not going to get paid what he will ask for. That's just the bottom line.
What? Okay, so if T. Higgins doesn't come back to Cincinnati, you don't think you think he'll get lowballed? What team do you think should be interested in T. Higgins?
Oh, the Washington Commanders should be interested. The New England Patriots should be interested. Houston should be interested. I can name a few teams. The Jets maybe should be interested. Like, we don't know what their quarterback situation is going to be, obviously, but there's a plethora of teams that could definitely use T. Higgins. I think my first choice would be probably the Patriots or the Commanders, because they have a quarterback that's promising and that they believe in. So I would start with those two teams.
Gotcha. Okay. Not great options. Great options. Not bad options at all. We disagree on this. I actually think the Bengals will be able to retain all three of these guys. They already franchise tagged T. Higgins. So I think he automatically he's coming back. So now it's about, I think Jamar Chase is coming back. Joe Burrow ain't gonna let that happen. So now it's about Trey Hendrickson. And I think the Bengals will find a way to re-sign them. And I think once the Bengals re-sign, get those three guys back under contract, they need to draft majority, if not majority, all defense. They need to draft. Their offense is fine. They can get a running back here and there. They got Zach Moss. They got
Chase Brown.
Chris. You say who?
Chase Brown, yeah.
Chase Brown, thank you. I was about to call that man James Brown. Chase Brown, thank you. Chase Brown. They got Moss. So they good. They got some guys. They can sign another running back. Their offense is fine. I like the Secchi at the tight end position. Hopefully they can get him back. I like what they got offensively. That defense, they need to draft for that defense all the time during the offseason. They need to make signings for that to improve the defense. But I think all three guys will come back, and I think Cincinnati will be in the mix next year in the AFC. Right there with Kansas City, right there with Baltimore, right there with Buffalo. And I feel like I'm missing a team. Kansas City, Buffalo, Baltimore, and Cincinnati. Yeah, I think those would be the
you can put Houston in there maybe, but my thing with Cincinnati is, like, are they going to start the season off better. Like,
yeah, that's their problem. They can't. The reason why they didn't make the playoffs, we can talk about all that. They lost to the Patriots. That's unacceptable. And they started out the season with Jacoby Brissett. So the Patriots were trying to lose. You found me? And you can't lose that game. It's just unacceptable if you really try and if you serious about making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Our last NFL news and notes topic: NFL free agency quarterbacks / trades, I should say. So we saw over the weekend that the Rams gave permission to Matthew Stafford to see if he can get a trade. See what trade offers are out there. One, do you think Matthew Stafford will be the Rams starting quarterback next year? And two, let's say Matthew Stafford let's say he's off the board. Who do you think is the best free agent quarterback that will be available?
So one, I do think Matthew Stafford will return to LA. I think it'd be foolish for him to leave. I think it'd be foolish for the Rams to let him go, especially if there was a report on Bleacher Report that I've seen where it's a possibility that Aaron Rodgers could be the next Rams starting quarterback and Stafford goes to the Giants. I said that'd be an absolute disaster for all parties involved. I think that'd be the worst thing in the world that the Rams could do. Stafford still has enough in the tank to be a very effective quarterback. Just continue to give him a good offensive line. You still got Puka Nacua there. We know Cooper Kupp's going to be leaving, but you still got a very solid offense there. But you got to keep Matthew Stafford clean in the pocket, and he can still be a very effective quarterback for you. With him being off the board, the next, I think, most attractive free agent will probably be Sam Darnold, and he'll likely be signing back with Minnesota. All reports and everything and all rumors are pointing back to Minnesota for Sam Darnold. As great of a year as he had, he doesn't want to go to the Jets, and I understand why. But you got JJ McCarthy there and everything, so it's possible JJ McCarthy could be on the trading block. The talented rookie out of Michigan. We're not sure what's going to happen there, but Sam Darnold remains probably the most, I think, heralded free agent quarterback that we talk about. You got Justin Fields out there. You got Russell Wilson. There's some intrigue with Vegas now that Pete Carroll's back in Vegas. Hey, could we see a reunion with Russell Wilson? There's been a couple of reports here and there. Hey, Justin Fields and the Giants might want to work something out. So a lot of these aren't big names. These aren't names that you're going to be watching closely where it's where's this guy going to go, because he can totally flip the scales as far as contention in each conference. But these are serviceable quarterbacks, guys that could be likely bridge quarterbacks for whatever possible new franchise quarterback that be coming in next year's draft or something like that. But yeah, it's just going to be interesting. But right now, Sam Darnold definitely leads the pack there when we talk about free agents.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I think Matthew Stafford will be back on the Rams. The Rams would be foolish to let Matthew Stafford go. If you look at the Philadelphia Eagles' run during the playoffs, the Rams by far gave them the hardest, the most toughest, and the best game. And the Rams had a chance with 2 minutes left. Matthew Stafford was driving the ball down the field. They had a chance to win the game. Now, not taking nothing away from the Philadelphia Eagles, they won. The better team won. But there's a reason why that game was in Philly. The snow in that particular game definitely, I think, slowed the Rams down a little bit, the weather conditions. So the better team won. Congratulations to the Eagles. But it would be foolish for the Rams to get rid of Matthew Stafford. I'm not going to make the same mistake I did last year. I had up until last season when I picked the Jets, I had a thing for senior citizen quarterbacks. You found me? I had a thing for them. That was it was like y'all need water. I need a senior citizen quarterback. Went from Tom Brady to Aaron Rodgers. You feel me? I do think Aaron Rodgers did play well towards the end of the season. I do think he did play well, but I'm not gonna fall for that. You took Sam Darnold, so I'm gonna give you another intriguing name. What about Justin Fields? And the reason why I'm gonna throw out Justin Fields is think about Sam Darnold. The Sam Darnold this year. Baker Mayfield last year. Geno Smith the year before that. Ladies and gentlemen, these quarterbacks don't suck. They're just in shitty situations. Daniel Jones doesn't suck. Yeah. He's just in a bad situation. Yeah. He's in a bad situation. And let me say this. I don't think he's the best quarterback in the league, but you know this well. People used to do that with me with Baker Mayfield. Oh, he ain't no good. He ain't this, he ain't that. I bet you if I called them people right now, they wouldn't answer the phone. You feel me? Your situations matter. Your situation matters. So for me, I think Justin Fields, if he gets with the right situation, right quarterback, maybe it could be Pete Carroll with the Raiders. Maybe it could be him re-signing back with the Steelers. Maybe it could be Aaron Glenn with the Jets. Whatever. I just think you get Justin Fields get in the right situation. He's mobile. He's athletic. He's your 2025 quarterback in which you want. A guy that can throw, a guy that can move. He just has to play the actual position better. But that's fine. It took Jalen Hurts some time to learn the position and play the position. Lamar Jackson, etc. So Josh Allen. I know. Don't get mad at me. The guy that just won the MVP, it took him time. The last two winners of the MVP, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, it took them time to become better passers. I think if Justin Fields give it the right situation, that could do him right, and he could be what Baker was, Sam Darnold was, and Geno was.
I mean, my thing is, if we're talking about right situation now, Justin Fields will stay right in Pittsburgh. Why not? I mean, when he was in there, he was 4-0 as a starter. He looked fine. Like, Arthur Smith and the way that he runs his offense worked very well with Justin Fields' abilities. They allowed him to run with the football, use that as a weapon. He looked fine to me. Like I was surprised that Russ got put in there. Even after the start Justin Fields had, the way that he was playing, the way that the Steelers were looking, moving the football and running it. Russell Wilson is not the runner that Justin Fields is. So it's just, for me, I think staying in Pittsburgh will be a fine spot for Justin Fields if he's not going to go anywhere else. My opinion.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think Pittsburgh's a great spot. I would look at the Jets. If the Vikings lose Sam Darnold and want to bring somebody in, I think that could be a spot for him. They can sign him for cheaper money. So, but no, I agree with you. I think, like I said, Justin Fields, if given the right opportunity, I think he can show he got some talent in the NFL. I really do. But he has to be in the right situation, right circumstances.
Agreed.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. You're watching Highly Opinionated. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Highly Opinionated is brought to you by Edibly Airy. Enjoy the heightened experience of THC edibles in a whole new way. At Edibly Airy, our freeze-dry edibles available in 100 milligram, 200 milligram, 300 milligram, 400 milligram will give you the buzz you crave with a flavor you won't forget. Available in 3 different flavors: watermelon sunset, tropical fruit, and berry. To place orders, please visit the website at ediblyairy.com. While you're there at ediblyairy.com, use a promotion code. You guys see the promotion code on the screen. $ Highly Airy, $. Again, $ Highly Airy, $ for 20% off your first purchase. Follow us on IG at Edibly Airy for new product releases and monthly hookups. Must be 21 and over to purchase. Edibly Airy, the best freeze-dry edibles out. Go shop. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Highly Opinionated, the best segment in sports, ladies and gentlemen. As you guys see on your screen, let's talk about it. This week's topic for Let's Talk About It is NBA contenders or pretenders. I will obviously name a team, and John and I will tell you if we think they're contenders or pretenders. Let's start off in the Eastern Conference. The 3 seed, 37-20, New York Knicks. Are the New York Knicks contenders or pretenders?
Frauds. Absolute frauds. Pretenders. 0-7 against the best teams in the league.
If you don't mind, bro, we know who they are, but let the audience know who are they 0-7 against.
Yeah, I mean, over against the likes of Boston, Cleveland, the upper echelon of the NBA. You have to beat those guys to advance, right?
Yeah.
So the Knicks will make the playoffs. They'll probably win a playoff series. Have New York fans get a little rowdy for a little bit. But when push comes to shove, when it comes to the teams that you have to beat, the Knicks are going to fold, and they're going to be just that middle of the pack East team where it's like, if you just have one more piece here, if we have a little something here, like we're just going to keep going on and on and on and on. And then it's like, damn, remember the days of Patrick Ewing and John Starks? We'll be right back to those days. So New York Knicks, absolute pretenders.
Well, bro, what pieces do they need? You got Jalen Brunson, Michael Bridges, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, and Karl-Anthony Towns. On the bench, you got McBride. I like him. Precious Achiuwa. I like him. Now they do need that center back, Mitchell Robinson. So we understand that. But I like what they got on the second unit. Man, listen, the Knicks. Contenders, all the way contenders, baby contenders, infant contenders. They ain't got nothing to do with the East. The East is a 2-team race. It's gonna come down between the Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers. I love the Cavaliers did by getting the DeAndre Hunter. Now they got somebody to say, okay, Jason Tatum, you stick him. and we're gonna find something for Jaylen Brown. You feel me? We'll figure something out for him. But my man Hunter, you stick Tatum. The Knicks are not serious, and the reason why I'm saying the Knicks are not serious, Karl Anthony Towns, you're winning in life, bro. You are winning in life, bro. You get to go home every day. You know what you get to go home to every day now, so you know you win. But on that basketball court, bro, I need you to stop shooting so many goddamn threes. Yeah, bro. Bro, you are a power forward. You know the worst thing ever happened to him? I said this on the episode. He won the three-point shooting contest. So he think now he has to prove, oh, yo, I'm the best three-point shooter ever. No, you're not the best three-point big man shooting ever. Have you ever heard of Dirk Nowitzki? Dirk Nowitzki won a three-point.
I was saying thank you. Continue. My bad.
Yeah, like, no, you got like Dirk Nowitzki won a championship. Fuck a three-point shootout contest. The man won a championship by shooting one-legged jump shot. Bro, Dirk, this is how cold Dirk Nowitzki was. He had Kobe and Kevin Durant imitating him during his time. They learned how to put that leg up just like how Dirk was. Come on, man. Cat, baby, you're a cat. I got nothing but respect for all NBA players, and I don't mean no disrespect by this. They call you cat. I call you kitty cat because that's how you play. You play soft, and we know that you play soft. The Knicks ain't going nowhere. They're not going nowhere with you as their second best player. Another thing, the Knicks messed up their whole damn team. They traded 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. The Spurs traded 1 first-round pick for De'Aaron Fox. Who's a better player? Next. Like, come on, bro. Like, are you serious? The man was worth 5 first-round picks. Like,
go get Kevin Durant. Go get Kevin Durant. Not 5 for Bridges. I like Bridges a lot. I really do. It's cool that
John, let me say this. I know people that are Baltimore Ravens fans that told me they wouldn't trade 2 first-round picks for Myles Garrett. They traded 5 for Mikal Bridges. 5. Come on, bro. That's that. I mean, bro, the Knicks ain't, bro. Listen, pretenders, baby contenders, baby kitty cat. That's what the Knicks are. They're not winning nothing. They'll win a series in the first round, and then after that, it's a wrap. It's over. OVER. If they play the Celtics over in 5, they play the Cavaliers. 5. They might go to 6. Yeah, the Knicks gonna win a game, bro. The Knicks, they too talented. They gonna win a game. They ain't getting swept. You think the Knicks gonna get swept by the Celtics?
You sure?
Yeah, bro. Listen, they gonna win a game. Okay. They gonna win a game. They'll win a game. After that, it's a wrap.
Okay, say that tape.
Let me say this about the Celtics. You know this about the Celtics. They shoot too many threes too. So it could be a cold game, you know, and the Knicks, you know, they down 3-0, they win a game not to get swept, fine. But the Knicks, baby contenders. They not even contenders, baby contenders. Next. 32-24 Milwaukee Bucks. Contenders, pretenders.
I gotta go with contenders for this one because I still believe in Giannis Antetokounmpo. And you still got Damian Lillard as firepower on offense. I know Bobby Portis has been suspended for 25 games. That's a big loss. But getting Kyle Kuzma in that trade with Chris Middleton was huge for Milwaukee as far as giving them really a younger Chris Middleton is from an offensive standpoint. You know, Kuzma is still a very good scorer. He's not the best defender in the world, but he's a tall offensive option that really is what Chris Middleton brought to the table. But now you bring in Kuzma to kind of fill that void. Obviously, look, you still want Bobby Portis to come back as soon as possible, but you got Brook Lopez, you still got your bench. Milwaukee, like I said, I think that they can make it difficult for the likes of a Cleveland or even a Boston. I don't see them winning, obviously, but they're not the Knicks. I think Milwaukee and the Knicks matchup right now. Milwaukee, I think, easily wins that series, maybe in 6 games. But I gotta go with contenders right now for Milwaukee, mainly because of that Kyle Kuzma trade that they got.
I agree. Take it a step further. They did 3 transactions at the trade deadline around that time that I thought were good. You mentioned Kyle Kuzma. I love that. I'm gonna give you a sneaky name. My homeboy, he used to love this guy before he got in trouble. Kevin Porter Jr., a guy that can come off the bench and do a little bit of scoring. I love that move for the Milwaukee Bucks. And Jericho Sims, another big that can play behind Brook Lopez, can play behind Giannis and give you sparingly spot minutes in the playoffs, maybe 5-10 minutes here, grab rebounds, play defense, do what you need to do, box someone out, like I said, grab a rebound, defensive stop, etc. The Milwaukee Bucks are contenders to me as well. I think they're the 3rd best team in the East. I think the Celtics are 1, the Cavaliers are 2. I think the Bucks are right there behind them as the 3rd best team. You listen. I mentioned Kevin Porter. You mentioned Kyle Kuzma. I mentioned Jericho Sims. Fine. They have Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo. You got that. You got a chance.
Absolutely.
And we know that the East in the first round shouldn't. They're not going to be playing. They're not going to be playing. A great team in the first round. So I think Milwaukee can get their situation together. I think the best way for Milwaukee to win is to play Cleveland in the second round. I actually think they could beat Cleveland. I'm not picking them to win, but I think they could beat Cleveland. And then when you get to the conference finals, anything can happen between you and Milwaukee and Boston. And Milwaukee has already beaten Boston in the playoffs before.
Cleveland is a top 5 defense, but I do like that matchup better for Milwaukee as opposed to Milwaukee versus Boston.
Absolutely. Our next contender, pretender. Your team, my brother, the Los Angeles Lakers. Contenders or pretenders?
This is actually a little bit hard for me.
You want me to go first? I'll go first. I'll make it
why don't
easy.
you go first, man? How about that?
Okay, I'll make it easy for you. The Lakers are pretenders.
Ooh.
Yeah, they pretenders. And ladies and gentlemen, they're 34-21. They're the number 4 seed in the West. They have the same record as the number 5 seed in the West, 35-22 Houston Rockets. The reason why I think the Lakers are pretenders is simply this. We spoke earlier. The Lakers beat Denver on Saturday night, and they had to stagger the minutes of LeBron and Luka Doncic. When LeBron was in, when they both were in, yeah, they played okay, but one really dominated when the other one was out. You can't do that in the playoffs. That's the first step. The second step, you guys have faith in Austin Reeves and Rory Hachimura. You guys got faith in those guys? That's what y'all got faith in?
I got faith in Austin Reeves, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I know what he is. He's a guy. He's a nice guy. He's a guy that moved from the YMCA to the NBA. But when I'm talking about having faith in somebody, yeah, I gotta have faith in you. I gotta be able to, okay, I tip my cap to you. You got it. Austin Reeves, the problem with Austin Reeves is that there's 2 other ball handlers on the court with him. So he can't really do what he does well, which is handle the ball, play, make, score, whatever y'all think he does. Well, I'm not going to say that. He's a good player. I'm joking with him. He's a good player. He can play, make, he can get others involved, and he can score. But the problem is the ball going to be in Luka. You think the ball in Luka and LeBron hand now. What the hell you think it's going to be in the playoffs? And then my last reason why they contenders, their starting center is Jackson Hayes. Okay, cool. If you think any team with the starting center of Jackson Hayes is a contender, I don't give a damn who they got. Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Tracy McGrady, Carmelo Anthony, whoever. They can have Jesus on their team. You still need to start in better center than that. So for me, ladies and gentlemen, I know y'all got faith in Luka. I know y'all got faith in that 40-year-old senior citizen named LeBron James, and that's great. But 2 things are true. They're not contenders, and that man ain't Tom Brady. And this is a different sport. You got to play both sides in basketball. And Tom Brady can hide playing defense. He's sitting on the sideline. He don't play no defense. He throw the ball, hand the ball off, and that's it. LeBron can't do that. So long story, short story, long story, however you want to say it, the Lakers are pretenders. They will not make it to the Western Conference Finals. You heard it here first.
Okay, so I hear you on that. Those are very valid points about the Lakers and what could definitely slow them down and probably get them knocked out of the playoffs sooner. But the reason that I'm going to lean very slightly, I'm talking literally 51-49 contenders, is because of the Western Conference playoffs. Do you really believe there's a bona fide favorite in the Western Conference right now?
Do I? Yes, I do.
Who's that?
The Denver Nuggets.
Okay. Let's say that for seeding purposes, the Lakers don't draw Denver in the first or second round.
Okay.
Do you think that the Lakers are totally out of it? Like, do you think they can't beat Oklahoma City? They can't beat Memphis? They can't beat Houston?
I think the Lakers can beat Memphis. Okay, so right now, OKC is 1, Memphis and Denver are tied at 2 and 3. The Lakers are 4, Houston is 5, the Clippers are 6, Minnesota is 7, Dallas is 8, Golden State is 9, Sacramento is 10.
So tell me, other than Denver, who are you confidently saying can beat the Lakers other than Denver?
Okay, I don't think the Lakers. Obviously, some of this is when teams are fully healthy. I don't think the Lakers obviously can beat OKC. I don't think they can beat OKC. I don't think they can beat Denver. I don't think they can beat Dallas when Dallas is fully healthy. And I might have to add, and we're gonna talk about them in a second. I might have to add Golden State to that list because I'm seeing how they playing with Jimmy Butler. They hooping. No, what I mean by is not saying I shouldn't say they can't beat those teams. I'm saying I would favor those teams if they played the Lakers. I'll say that. If Golden State played the Lakers, how they playing, I might have to favor Golden State. Dallas, I would favor. The Nuggets I'm favoring, and I think that Western Conference Finals is going to be Oklahoma City and Denver.
That is the interesting point about you favoring Golden State over LA right now. Look, I know the Lakers. I'll be the first to tell you, I'm a Laker fan, but I understand like what the flaws are. They are a horrible defensive team. I know Saturday night was great. Are we sure we're going to get that consistently? Are we going to get 21 points from Rui Hachimura consistently or around that? Austin Reeves, I believe in. I think he's proven me wrong a couple of times. I didn't think that he would continue being as effective as he was, especially when Luka and LeBron came on the team. But watching him in the Denver game, he looked good the first 3 or 4 games. He didn't have a considerate drop-off. And I thought he'd be the one that would suffer the most out of like who's going to be there. I thought the Lakers should have traded Austin Reeves instead of Dalton Connect. But I mean, that's where I stood. But I just think the Lakers are not going to be a good defensive team this year. They win by outscoring you. So if you're a team that, like a Denver, maybe a Memphis, if you can attack the basket and be effective that way, you have a great chance of beating them. If you can defend, that's a huge deal as well. But this Laker team is still, I think they have enough offensive firepower to at least win a playoff series, maybe 2, depending on the matchup. I don't care about seeding in the playoffs. It's all about matchups. What team matches up well with who? We know that the Lakers do not match up well with the Denver Nuggets in the playoff series. That's not going to go well for them. We've seen that the past couple of years, even with Anthony Davis. Now that he's not even there, who's going to deal with Jokic for a 7-game series? No one. We know that part. But like I said about Cleveland, we had a show before. I was talking about Cleveland. You got to show me Oklahoma City. Okay, you were teasing us a little bit. Number 1 seed, getting to the West Finals, but then you fell off. You lost to a more experienced team. You got to show me now. Have you gained experience, and can you knock off a more experienced playoff team like a LeBron and Luka led LA Lakers team? Memphis, Ja Morant, we've been waiting for you. Now that you're back, Memphis looks like Memphis again.
Absolutely.
But have you matured enough to take down a playoff experienced team? That's what you got to show me. Houston. Young cats don't know what they're doing.
You heard this expression, wet behind the ears. They got similar behind the ears. So
absolutely. Those kids don't know what they're doing, man. They just out there playing basketball, playing hard. Ime Udoka, phenomenal coach, man.
I love
what they're doing in Houston.
I love Ime.
Are we sure that they're ready to deal with the playoffs? It is not the same game. It's a totally different animal. LeBron knows it better than anybody in the NBA. Maybe just about other than Mike Jordan and Kobe. Don't nobody know the playoff basketball better than LeBron. So it's a different type. This is a different type of game, and it's like if you haven't been there before, it's a big deal.
Tim Duncan on line 1. Let me get this for you.
Mr. Tim Duncan, the Spurs. My apologies. The Spurs team, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker. Absolutely, it's a different game. You get to the playoffs. You got to show me. I know what I'm going to see from the Lakers because of who's on there and who's been there. Same with Denver. Not sure about the other guys.
I got you. I look. It's a thin line with the Lakers being contenders or pretenders. I can definitely see why people think they are contenders. For me, like you said, with the defense, the best point is that they got Luka and LeBron. You got them, you got a chance. And I will never, ever act like that they don't have a chance to win. You got a chance. You got two top 10, maybe top 15 players now. Well, I say top 10 to 15 players now. So you definitely have a chance to win. But you have them as contenders. I have them as pretenders. Next team we're going to go over is the Dallas Mavericks. They're currently sitting at the AFC 31-27. Are they contenders or pretenders?
Right now, I got to go pretenders. And it's tough because it's injuries. They just had bad luck with Anthony Davis. It's bad luck with Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively. It's just, man, like if they were healthy, hell yeah, they'd be contenders. Like they'd be a pick of mine to go to the finals, quite frankly, if they were healthy altogether. Kyrie Irving is playing great basketball, and this team, Klay Thompson has still been very effective, but it's just you're missing like that. You're missing that much in the front court, like that much. It's hard for me like to have to see you win. I don't know if you're going to get into the playoffs, quite frankly, being in the play-in if Anthony Davis doesn't come back and looks like Anthony Davis. So it's really hard for me right now to look at Dallas as a contender. But come next year when everybody's back and healthy, watch out for Dallas. Absolutely. Watch out for them for sure. But right now, I got to look at them as a pretender.
I agree with you. Kawhi Leonard is one of my favorite players in basketball history. We could do the woulda, coulda, shoulda. If he's healthy, if he's not, I'm not going to do that. This is what we have now. This is what it is. I think when healthy, they are contenders. they might be the best. They would challenge Denver and OKC and the Lakers or whoever else you want to put in there. But right now they're pretenders. The injuries, like you said, your whole front court, your backups to the backup is hurt. You're signing guys literally from the G League off of other G League teams. You're signing guys off the street. So with that particular situation, I think that they are contenders. I think they are pretenders for now. They get AD back, and you got AD, Kyrie, and Clay. That's a hell of a threesome to have on the basketball team to make it work, and those guys definitely can make it work. Before we go over to our last team, I want to give Kyrie Irving some love. I want to give Kyrie Irving a shout out. Kyrie Irving took a lot of flack in Boston on being a terrible leader. He sure as hell looked like he could damn sure lead here in Dallas to me. That's all I see. I just got 4 eyes. I don't see nothing. I just got 4. I see great leadership with Kyrie Irving. And
that's the reason Dallas was bold enough and had the goal to trade away Luka Doncic. They believe in Kyrie Irving, not just the basketball player, but the leader.
Absolutely. Our last team we're going to go over is the 9th seed in the West, the 30-27 Golden State Warriors. These guys are on a 3-game winning streak. I'll start us off. Contenders or pretenders? I am going to say contenders. I think they are contenders. I love the addition of Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler gives these guys grit, the grind that they need to compete. They also got my man Jonathan Kuminga. He's still out. He's hurt. He'll come back eventually down the line. But you got Steph Curry, Brandon Podziemski, you got Buddy Hill, Gary Payton II, Kevon Looney. I like the rookie that they got, Quentin Post. I like him. Moses Moody, Trace Jackson Davis, Kuminga. I think this Golden State Warriors team, I don't think they'll be the 8th seed in the playoffs. I think they probably get a top 6 seed. At that point in time, man, I think they definitely are contenders. And if they, like you said, bro, it's all about matchups. They get the right matchup in the first round. I'll just tell you this. I'll throw a team out. Let's say they play the Clippers in the first round. They could beat the Clippers. They play Houston in the first round. They could beat Houston. They play Minnesota. They play Memphis in the first round. They could beat Memphis. They play Minnesota in the first round. They could beat them. If they played the Lakers in the first round, you might disagree because you're a Lakers fan, but they would have a shot of beating the Lakers in the first round. So
sure, that's fair.
I think this Golden State Warriors team, man, I definitely think they are contenders.
They're 100% contenders. Jimmy Butler has revived Golden State. They look juiced. Like they look like they got their swag back. You know what I mean? Like Curry, Draymond, they look like they got their 2015, 2017 swag back. And I'll be careful about saying that because we know who was on that team in 2017. But Jimmy is he's just infused these guys with just like a different type of energy. Like they're playing harder. Curry gets to. And it was a good point that Stephen A. made on First Take. The way that Jimmy Butler gets to the free throw line so often in the game, it allows Steph Curry just to chill, to give him time to rest, as opposed to because he's always running around in screens, always running off stagger screens. And it's like if he misses, he's got to sprint back on defense, then do it again, sprint back on defense. Now you got a guy like in Jimmy Butler where situations are he can slow the game down, which helps Curry. I thought that initially Jimmy would not fit with the way that Golden State wants to play. Well, Golden State's changing the way they play because they want to maximize Steph Curry while they still got him at his best because he's not going to be able to like hold up as much as when he was younger, just running off screens back to back to back. He needs time to rest while on the court as opposed to taking him out because the Warriors are god awful when he's not on the court. Obviously that's the kind of impact he has. But Jimmy getting to the free throw line, just being able to control the pace to slow it down at times has really helped out Steph Curry. And the longer you have Curry on the floor, the better chance you have of winning.
Absolutely. Like you said, bro, he's giving them swagger. He's not Kevin Durant. He's not going to give them that type of swag. They don't even have the same team they had. And I'm not putting that on you. I know you're not saying that. I just want to put that out there for people. He's not Kevin Durant. They don't have Klay Thompson in his prime. They don't have Draymond Green in his prime. So they don't have Iguodala or Barbosa, those guys they had coming off the bench. But what he does give them, like you said, he gives them that fight. He gives them that grit. He gives them, like Steph Curry looked like, okay, I got you on my team, so I got a chance. Whereas though before he looking at Draymond, he like, all right, I mean, Draymond, bro, you're a good player, but we need a little bit of scoring. We need somebody that's going to take the load up off me. And that's what Jimmy Butler does. So we both think that the Warriors are contenders. Like you said, the NBA playoffs is not about seeding, ladies and gentlemen. It's not about who's one, number two, number three. It's about matchups. You're given path to get to the Western Conference Finals, the Eastern Conference Finals, the NBA. It's the same thing in March Madness. It's about the bracket. For example, you guys know that I love Duke, ladies and gentlemen. You see the jersey behind him. John went to Maryland. If Duke has a Final Four road of having to play Maryland in the Elite Eight, no. Let's say UConn in the Sweet 16, Maryland in the Elite Eight, and then who's the second? And then Alabama. Like that's hard compared to somebody else who could just play. Let's say it's a bracket buster. So let's say it's a 10 seed or it's an 11 seed or a 12 seed. So it's all about matchups it's all about matchups in sports, but definitely in basketball. Matchups will make you and damn sure can break you.
We see it every year.
Every year. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Highly Opinionated. We'll take a quick break. We will be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Highly Opinionated is sponsored by Wolves of War. In some of the episodes, you can see my co-host and Ross wearing a brand called Wolves of War. Wolves of War is our first sponsor, ladies and gentlemen, and we are so thankful to have those guys sponsoring Highly Opinionated. Thank you very much. The actual meaning of Wolves of War is that it represents having a strong path behind you through the battles of life. With the right people behind you, you can get through anything. You guys see the link for Wolves of War? Make sure you guys click on the link, shop, great apparels, t-shirts, sweatsuits, whatever you want, they have. Once again, Wolves of War. Make sure you guys go shop. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Highly Opinionated. As you can see, we have a special guest, the man, the myth, the legend, a guy that has supported Highly Opinionated from the first ever episode through his continuously of being out here for you guys to watch. My good friend, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Ryan Jackson. Welcome to Highly Opinionated, sir. Appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate y'all having me, man. I want to say congrats to y'all too, bro. Y'all doing big things, bro. Doing this is big. We need more of this, so yeah, I mean, y'all even starting it. So just want to give y'all flowers too, for sure.
We appreciate that. We definitely appreciate that, man. We try to give everybody their flowers that comes on the show and give them an opportunity to talk about what they got going on. You have a lovely clothing line, I see, man. Let the people know about what's the name of the clothing line, where they can get it from, stuff like that. Let them know, man.
Yeah, so I started a clothing brand, Valorous. And Valorous mean it's just a synonym for like to be brave, to have courage. You know what I mean? So I started a clothing brand because I always been into clothes, but I'm an entrepreneur first. So I started a clothing brand and I thought about how can I inspire people with clothing. So I just thought about Valorous because you got to be brave in life. You don't got to be gangster. You don't got to be tough, but you need to be brave. Once you set goals, be brave enough to achieve it. And I feel like if the world was more like that, we would have less crime, less hate, less jealousy, less violence. You know what I'm saying? So I thought about, I on the back of this to say, have courage through battle. So we all battle something. If you got the courage to keep going, you're going to be successful. So I just flipped it and yeah, man, try to inspire people by getting fresh, man. You know what I mean? And that's it.
Absolutely.
And you also go to www.thevalorousclothingbrand.com. And I still got shorts on there. I got a lot of stuff on there. I still got more stuff coming, by the way. So, yeah, man, appreciate the support.
Absolutely, bro. Again, ladies and gentlemen, you see the website on the screen, www.thevalorousclothingbrand.com. Go there, shop. Some great apparel on there. I can't wait to shop there myself. Go ahead, John. The floor is yours, bro.
Hey man, like you said, I appreciate. What I appreciate is that you spreading positivity. You know, like you said, like we live in Baltimore. We know like what our reputation is, but like you said, bravery can trump a lot of things. Like Trump hate, Trump all the just violence and everything going on. So we need more positive energy. We need more positive messages, and that's exactly what you're doing here. So I want to say I appreciate you doing that for sure, because that's the kind of examples that we need.
Yeah, we need that. Like, it's like, you know, what bothered me the most is I had put up a post the other day about, because I do want to eventually start coaching. And one thing I don't like about a lot of these coaches is that sometimes they like to put down players and they don't understand that their way diminished players' confidence.
Absolutely.
It brings them down. So it's like, you know, also valorous is like, I can try to help you, give you confidence, but you also got to give it to yourself. But I want to give you that. I want to encourage you. People always thinking, because I'm telling you to do it, I'm encouraging you. No, you're not. You're not encouraging that person. You're really taking his confidence away. He really a good player. He really a good person. You don't know what he going through at home. I always say that. All my homeboys that coach, I tell them that all the time. I said, if y'all want to coach, I said, y'all need to be mentors and coaches. You can't just be a coach. Because you don't know what that kid going home to. So it's the same thing with this. It's like, when you wear this, wear it, but like, pay attention to what I'm saying on it. Because I want to encourage you to go do something positive, not negative. You know what I mean?
There's a message to the method, and I love that. Like John said, Ryan, obviously living in Maryland and Baltimore, we get the terrible reputation of being a bad city, being this and being that. But if you have a message and you have a belief and you have something that you feel like you should go chase, for example, with this show, like it's not easy to do a weekly sports show, especially during the NBA season. It is not easy at all. Like you biting your fingernails trying to come up with something. You feel me? So like my thing is that like, you know, so but like the people who are on this show on the camera and behind the camera, from John to Ross to Tim. I know Tim's not here. Tim, we love you, bro. But bro, like these people believe, they take their time out their day to invest in something that I got going on, or invest in something that we have going on, not we. Same thing with you, with Valorous, with the clothing line. I know it's not just you. I'm sure you got other people that's investing in you as well for Valorous to be successful. So I just love the fact that you have a message, and it's literally a method to the message. It's a message to the method. And it's not just some BS or some bullshit like, hey, man, buy my stuff because I'm Ryan. I used to hoop at, I will get to your high school in a second, but I used to hoop at this school or that school or whatever. I'm nice, Nah, it's like, no, he wants you to buy his clothing, support the clothing brand, obviously, but there is a message to it. And once, if something has a message, you can't beat that.
Man, I be talking to kids. I be seeing some kids. I be talking to them like they my own kids. And I be like, I had to slow them down, like, hold on. But it's just it's like I want y'all to do that to my kids too. You see them doing something wrong, grab that ass and talk to them. Cause guess what? I ain't had that all the time. That's why, you know, before I like my past, I had a rough past. Basketball saved my life. You know what I'm saying? But again, I needed somebody to grab me. So it's like we all need to be like that. Like this city, this world, like, but I want to encourage most people to do that. So that's my goal, man. Hopefully I keep achieving it. You know?
Good. Well, bro, I love the message, and I'm sure that you will definitely reach the greatness that you're trying to set out. Go ahead, Jay.
I was gonna say, man, like this, it's all about being a community. You know, it's about we all got to lift each other up because we can't expect if we don't do it, who will? You know what I mean? Like that's the important thing. And coaching style, you know, harking back to what you were saying about coaching style matters for sure because you can't coach every player the same way. I can attest to that myself. You know, being a former athlete and all that. Coaching style matters. Obviously, yeah, you got to like, you know, sometimes dig into a player to kind of get them going, like, you know, play hard and everything, but you still got to understand the player, understand the person. Coaching style is going to you want because you want to bring the best out. You want to maximize the talent of each player, and you can't coach the same way with each one.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact, man. But you know, that's what I try to like. I don't like to try to step on toes when I talk to other coaches and stuff, but I be like, I see so many players that remind me of me, and I be like, no, like he not a bum. It's something here with him. He not a bum. Like he really got it. But it's something here with him. Who gonna get in here? Who's gonna help him? A lot of coaches don't do that. They just, because this guy, he might be D1. Let me just grab him under my wing. And it's like, no. He good already. You know what I mean? Get the one off the bench. That's going, he never late. He go to school on time. His grades is not bad. He ain't chasing a whole bunch of girls. He might get a little something, but he ain't out here running around crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's the one you want, you know. But
that is the one you want. You want the focus child. Absolutely.
That's
so
it.
Speaking of you coaching, what would you like to coach? Would you like to start off at middle school, high school, AAU? What would you like to would you like to? Obviously, we know basketball. You want to coach basketball, we get that. But like, what level would you like to start on?
Yeah, I don't really like care. I just like being around a game. I got my nephew, he's 6. So I think I'm probably gonna start with him. I'm trying to like get him going. And then I got a little cousin. He's going to the 9th grade. So this summer, I work a crazy schedule, but this summer I'm about to change his life. Like I'm about to, and he wants it. So it makes my job easy.
Easier, yeah.
Yeah, like he reminds me of like he wanted bad. And that's another thing with coaches. That makes your job easy because I see a lot of coaches too that I feel bad for. I got a lot of kids that don't want it. I'd be like, wow. Like I don't get it. Like how you not outside working on your game? But I don't know. That's also come from your household too. So
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
You don't got the right support, got the right teaching in the household. Definitely affect you.
Yeah, so I feel bad for some coaches too because they really put the work in and they got players that don't.
You never know, man. It's like sometimes maybe the kid really don't want it. Maybe he don't really want to play basketball, but his parents are kind of like putting him or her out there, So you never know. Like you said, it's the household.
Yeah, that's true. And sometimes too, like it's actually nothing wrong with that. As long as you ain't going in the streets doing nothing stupid. If this ain't your passion, there's nothing wrong with that. I've seen a lot of people who I had players on my team in college who wasn't bad, and they just quit hooping and they became very successful. Like just did like a semester, came to a trial, man, they didn't turn that jersey in like the first scrimmage and was like, I don't even want to do it. And I still talk to them to this day. They real good. It's nothing wrong with that.
That's what's up. Yeah.
It's nothing wrong with that. It's all about as long as you know what you want to do. But it's a lot of guys out here who I be seeing a lot of these kids in high school too, like they on the bench, and I'm like, I just seen him hooping at LA Fitness. He all right, but he on the bench at this school. Why? It's a reason why.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't just him.
It's not,
and it ain't just the coach neither. But we gotta figure it out. So I want to coach kids who I can help, but that want it. But if I also want to coach kids who trying to like figure it out too, they just loving the game. Like they just having fun. That make it fun for me. So
yeah. So obviously, me knowing the both of you guys both played at the highest level in high school, played in college basketball. You feel me? So the one thing that you guys, you both of you guys have in common is that you the love for the game, and like I always ask. So Ryan, my point of saying this, I'll get to my next question, is that like watching y'all play. Like I used to go to Cowboy Hall games. Obviously, I went to the school. John was my right hand man. I went to Milford games. That's how I met Ryan. Like I met Tevin. I mean, not met Tevin. Tevin's my right hand man. So I'm the Hikes, the Ryans, the Phils, the Chases, the Smoots, the Meaches, the Nemos, the Josh Glasgow's, whoever you want to name, Kevin Fultz. Like I had the privilege of meeting them because Tevin was my right hand man. So my point of saying all that is that it's like, do you think the love for the game, do you think this generation has the same love for the game? And this is a question for both of you guys, both can answer. But do you think this generation has the same love for the game that you guys had in your generation?
Go ahead, Ryan.
Hell no. I'm gonna tell you why. And it's sad. See, I get why, but it's not all of their fault. Look at these NIL deals. Like, don't get me wrong, right? If I had an NIL deal and I went to BYU, I went to ECU, whoever, and I got that million, I would love it. However, would I still be passionate about the game? Yeah, because my passion comes from my household because I'm the first college athlete that came out of my family. My brother didn't play no sports. My cousins and them, they was doing what they was doing. I'm the first college athlete to ever come out of high school and be a real athlete. You know what I'm saying? So that meant something to me and my family. Like I wanted to set the stone. Like, yeah, I mean, if I didn't have that, no, I wouldn't. Look all this money these kids getting. Then you got all this YouTube. Like, and YouTube is nothing wrong with that, but it's like these kids are more privileged now. They don't have to work as hard as we did. When I was like one of my favorite players was Derrick Rose. Like I remember watching Derrick Rose and Brandon Jennings go at it on YouTube. That's when YouTube first started.
Yes.
And John Wall came.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, then I'm watching Jared Bayless and all them guys. I'm like, damn. Like, yeah, I mean, I was trying to get that. Man, you know how easy it is to get a hoop mixtape now?
Yeah.
It's like, this is easy now. And then these kids be talking about why I play D1. You be getting cooked, so it don't mean nothing. A lot of y'all be getting cooked out there. Like, some of y'all just got D1 scholarships because you know somebody on an assistant coach. And it's not even that you're sorry, but it's like your mindset is different because you don't have to work as hard. We had to work hard.
We did.
We had to like really go get it. Like when I was in high school, I was fighting. I shouldn't have been fighting, but that's another story. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
No, go ahead. I'm gonna cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I'm bad. I don't mean keep going on, but like, no, bro.
I love it. We good, bro.
No, this, I'm a realist. Like, no, this shit is easy. That's why these kids act the way they act. And they way more skilled now. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of these kids now are more skilled. Yeah. They don't have no grit. Like, what are you playing for? Ask these kids what they playing for. I want to hear all their answers. I'm just curious.
No grit, no grind, no toughness. And that's the problem with it. Like basically, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm a fan of NIL. Maybe y'all not. Maybe y'all too wish the NIL came about 10, 15 years earlier. I get that. Totally understand that. I get it. Let me just say this. I know y'all feel a certain type of way. I could, and John, we can do this in one of these episodes. It's about 10 college athletes. Like, can you imagine if Johnny Manziel had NIL?
What?
Can you imagine if Cam Newton had NIL? Derek, what? I've said this to people because you mentioned Derrick Rose. I think Derrick Rose had one of the 5 best college basketball seasons I've ever seen in my life. If you look at that Memphis team and what he took to the national championship, Jared Dorsey, Chris Douglas Roberts, they had another tall guy.
Robert Dozier. Yeah, Robert Dozier.
Robert Dozier. Bro, listen, I know they miss free throws, and I know that championship is on Calipari, and I'm not the biggest Calipari fan, but I will say this. They should have never been in the national championship. Like, they literally got to the national championship because of one player. So, whether it's Derrick Rose, whether it's Cam Newton, Tim Tebow, and my personal favorite, bro, can you imagine if NIL was out when Reggie Bush was at USC? Oh, my Lord.
What about Carmelo Anthony at Syracuse?
I'm about to go back that far.
AD, even though, not to be funny, do I think John Calipari takes care of his players? Yes, I do. So I don't think AD was at Kentucky for nothing. But on the all joking aside, like, he didn't get the NIL deals that these kids get. Like the guy, the quarterback, Carson Beck, he left Georgia and went to Miami for $5 million. Who the hell wouldn't do that? Like, you would do that right now? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, see?
I mean, damn.
That's answering your question right here. It's like this generation is given everything. They don't have to work for nothing. I go to work with them. Like, it's like, and I ain't trying to sound old, but it's like, y'all don't have nothing to lose. I got something to lose. So I ain't playing with none of y'all. I'm about business first. That's how I am. I always been like that. I'm very disciplined, and I'm very about what I want. And that's what's going to happen. And it's going to happen. It may not happen when I wanted to, but it's going to happen. Imagine if these kids thought like that. They'll be way better than what we was.
Absolutely.
I'm be real, but they don't. I mean, just like they don't mind getting scored on. How you okay with getting scored on?
John, let me just say this. Then I'll give you the floor. So I knew Ryan when he was at high school, bro. I'm talking about a different level of competitiveness, bro. Ryan would race you to like who could drink water the fastest. That's the type of level Ryan was. No, I'm serious. Like, bro, we used to meet up at Tevin's house. We used to gather up. We used to be all up. Me and Ryan used to have some of the best basketball debates ever because he was hell bent. And I used to say, Chris and Tevin be like, yeah, yo, Ryan crazy. I'm like, bro, listen, I love that guy. Anybody that's be willing to stand up to me and he feel how he feel when he passionate about what he passionate, bro. One thing about sports, you'll be proven right or wrong, but you have to have an opinion, and having your own opinion goes back to being brave, being thoughtful, being on top, being what you got to do. So I absolutely, so I get why Ryan, I totally can understand why. And I feel like, John, you feel the same way. So I'll go ahead and give you the floor.
There's a quote that I love the best. Like, it's hard to get out of bed when you're sleeping in silk pajamas and silk sheets. Basically, it's like you said, right? Like, these kids don't understand what it's like to, like, really grind and like scrap from like zero. But like you either figure this shit out on your own or you're not playing.
Yep.
You either go out and practice and like you figure out how to beat out the next guy, or you're not playing. Ain't no transfer, ain't no changing schools. The coach don't like me. And like, no, you gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
The transfer portal is basically free agency in college, so it's like, hey, if something don't work out, I can just hop in that motherfucker right there and just like go to another school. Like, I ain't got to sit out. None of that. So I hear what you're saying. Like, this is a different world. Now, I love NIL. I'm happy that these kids are getting paid. I thought it should have happened ages ago.
Mm-hmm.
Dating back to the 80s and 70s, my dad was playing. They should have been getting paid. Mm-hmm. We knew that some schools like the Alabama footballs of the world, the Floridas, it's probably some money underneath the table, but SMU back when they actually got caught by got caught. I bet a lot of them were like, well, hell, like, can we get some of my bread back? But my point is just I've said this about NIL. I think there needs to be a commissioner involved, and I think Nick Saban would be perfect for the job because who better in my opinion. But it needs to be regulated like the pros, because we're treating these kids like pros. Well, let's do the whole nine and have a commissioner there and regulate these deals and just understand like, hey, y'all ain't just going to be like getting anything and everything. Like, we got to have this regulated. But a lot of the thing when we talk about grit and hustle, like that come from within. Like, if I get that first deal, I want more. Like, I'm not about to slow down and be like, all right, this is cool. No, I want more than that. Like, what can I do to get to the next level? That's just how I'm built. But and a lot of that comes from within. And then, again, we talk about the household. Like, what was your parents saying? Like, are you satisfied? I'll never live in a world where I'm satisfied with just good enough. What can I do to get more? What can I do to get to the next level? Get that next contract, next deal. That's my thinking. If I was in that position, but I can't speak for the kids of this generation. But I can only speak for myself.
Hey, John, I got a question for you because I'm a real basketball historian, so I know a lot about Ernie Graham.
All right.
He was a bucket. Like,
yes,
they don't know.
Yes,
they don't know. They don't like most of our generation. They don't know.
They don't know.
Most people don't. Like, I used to know a lot about Dunbar, like back then, because I used to just learn about it. Like, so one person in my family, Smiley, Kirk Lee brother.
Yep.
That's my cousin. That's my cousin father. So, but yeah. So, like, I want to know. I got a question for you. How was he with you growing up? Like, he was hard on you?
Oh yeah. He look, really. It's funny. Like, my dad didn't want me to play basketball. Really, he wanted me to want it for myself, and I really didn't know about it until I was 8 or 9 years old, and I learned about it through other people about his history, and as I learned about that, my curiosity started going. Like, I started learning about Maryland, Lakers, and all that. But the thing that got me going was that his jersey at the time wasn't in the Raptors at Maryland yet, and this man scored 44 points in 25 minutes. Still hasn't broken to this day. Why is his jersey not up there?
Yeah, how in the hell?
That day really that lit something to me. Like, yeah, I gotta do this. And he said, look, man, if we gonna do this, like, we gonna be working hard. Like, we gonna do it. And I said, let's do it. Like, so from day one, me and him was like, we were in the same circle. With like, look, we gotta work hard. We gotta do whatever we gotta do. So yeah, he was hard. He was hard on me for sure. It was like, yo, do I want this or not? That's the message.
That's a blessing. Yeah, I just had to ask that because I be watching Gil with his son. Like, I wish my father did that with me. Like, y'all don't know. I was trying to leave Milford so bad. So bad. Like, I did not have.
Well, I mean, I feel like I know why, but let the audience know why. Go ahead.
No, it was like, I was honestly, like, when I was in high school, I had no fun because I was going through a lot at home.
Gotcha.
But at the same time, basketball was only helping me. So when I knew I was better than what I was showing. So when I went to practice, I would go in there. I'd be getting mine. I'd be cooking, but I wasn't the coach guy. I wasn't Holly guy. I wasn't Holly guy. Just what it was. And there's no shade on Holly. I think Holly a good coach, but it's just at that time when I was a kid, I went through so much that everything to me that he said. A lot of what he would say would be kind of negative, but I ran with it. And as a kid, you don't know how to shut him up.
Shut him. Yeah, exactly. Fend him
He's
off.
gonna be him.
Exactly.
Yeah, he gonna be him. You gotta let him be him. He could probably do better, but okay, he is who he is. You gotta work on you.
Exactly.
You feel me? And then when I got to college, that's why it was over. Like it's crazy how if you get a chance, talk to Ike.
Oh, I will.
Ike went through what I went through in college. I mean, Ike went through what I went through in high school. Ike went through that in college.
College, yeah.
And then when I got to college, I was Ike, and I loved that shit. And when I was in college, they was telling me go get a bucket. I was loving it.
That's what you need, though, man. It's just
like
we talk about.
Okay, no, not him. He will go get every bucket. He will go get every bucket.
Yo,
yeah,
but my thing is,
I'm joking with him.
No, I know, but my whole point is like, pour that into your player. Don't put him on a leash.
You're right.
You have any of y'all got a dog? If you let him in the cage all day, when he get out, he gonna run the fuck around like crazy. That's how I felt. I was in a cage, and then when I finally got on the floor, I'm out the cage. Now I'm doing me, but I only got this little bit of time. And it's like I wanted to leave Milford because I didn't necessarily want my own team. I just wanted to get more reps in so I can get better. And that's what it's all about. No shade to Highly though. None of my teammates. I mean, I got 2 rings. I'm blessed to have it. You know what I mean? I still love Milford. I ain't no shade. I still love everybody, But it's just I didn't like my situation for me.
No, I get. Ryan, let me say this. And you because you were on the 09 team and the 2010 team, right? The varsity championship.
Well, yeah.
Back to back, right? Okay. You know this better than anybody. I was basically who I'm trying to think of. I was Brian Windhorse. What Brian Windhorse is to LeBron James, that's what I was to the Milford basketball team in 2009 and 2010. Now I was upset because I didn't make the Calvert Hall team. Yeah. So John was my man. I went to a couple Calvert Hall games, but I will not lie. I was at Milford it was probably like every Wednesday or every Friday, especially when y'all played top tier elite competition. I was in there. So I will say this about your situation at Milford, bro. Them guards y'all had, I mean, the 2009 team, it was Josh and Nemo and
I wasn't on that team.
But no, so you was on 2010.
2010 and 2011.
11. Okay.
Yeah,
2010 and 2011.
Yeah, Ike was on 2009. That's when they almost beat Lake. That's when they almost beat Will Barton and
I can tell I moved up to play varsity.
But that team was stacked. Lord have mercy, that 09 team was stacked.
So
man,
speaking of the Milford 09 and the 2010 team, I want to ask you who was better, but I have a clip for you. I want you to watch this clip. We had Ivan on the show a couple weeks ago. Here's what Ivan said.
You played on the basketball team 09, right? 09, right? Y'all lost the Lake.
You lost the Lake. God, that's still me. That's still me. I'm not even a guy, but
buzzer beater, right? Zay Mr. Buzzer beater, right?
Zay Mr. Buzzer beater, but it was the foul calls before that when they gave Will the foul, get him the free throw line, get him the lead. It was crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so y'all team versus the 10 team, who wins?
Us.
So, hey, for the audience, the 10 team went to the championship. They won states, they won counties as well, and
they ran it up. I think they went back to back.
Yeah. So
I know. I got a few close homeboys on that 2010, 2011.
So you know what I'm giving us over them?
Yeah, go ahead.
What that competitive edge, that fight.
Okay.
I think the teams we had to play was a little bit more tougher. In the year before losing and going through that streak with us, I think that strengthened them to be like, this ain't happening again. And like I said, I love them boys to death. Like, they are tough. But if we go in the gym and put them 2 squads together, now you're gonna have to separate the starters and stuff like that. If we're taking our starters and their starters, I'm taking ours every day of the week just off of toughness and stuff like that. Okay. But pure finesse and scoring, the boys can score. I know that.
Right.
Come out defensively, I'm gonna take us.
Okay. What? Close game?
Absolutely, real close.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So they give respect. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely no blowout.
Okay. Okay.
So, Rob, you saw that. You obviously went to Milford. Ivan played on the 2009 team, played on the 2010, 2011 back-to-back team. Who would win, the 2009 team and the 2010 team?
Defensively, I mean, the guard play defensively wasn't all that on the 09 team, if you ask me.
Okay.
I mean, I think guard-wise, we was better than them defensively. Big man-wise, Tev and Kev, even James, like, you couldn't just come down there and play up on the 09 team. So, no, and I agree with Ivan, though. I do think they did play better comp than us. And because 2010, we lost to Eleanor Roosevelt. They was cool. And I forgot who the other team we lost to. That they did play better comp. They did. But I'm going to be real, though. I'm going to be all the way real, though. 09 team was just more of they were more, I don't know the word for it. I feel like they was more kind of closer, but we were close too, like on the floor. Cause I'm gonna be honest, I don't think Kev can guard Jimmy. Jimmy was tough. People don't understand. Like, Jimmy was tough. Jimmy was tough, bro. Like, he was a ball hog, but he deserved to be a ball hog. Shit, it might stop me. I'm gonna keep going too. Then you had Nemo. Like Nemo was solid. I mean, you know, I mean that's a debate. That's definitely gonna be a close game. It's definitely gonna be a fight. But I don't know. But I'm gonna say this though. One of the hardest players I have had to guard in Milford was Robbie.
I got you.
He was quick as hell. And he can shoot it. He was streaky though. But if
Robbie that transferred from Calvert Hall.
Yeah, because I remember we played Calvert Hall and he was forcing everything. If he wasn't forcing it and he was just hooping, oh yeah, he would have been a problem. Like he's another player that was just great, but it's just not great, but he was good, but he just, I don't know. He was missing something. He was quick as hell. He was fast. He was kind of under control, and he could shoot it. You know what I mean? He was cool. You know what I mean? But if they had him, I ain't gonna lie. It might would have been it might have. But I don't know. I think we was better though.
Okay. So you think 2010, 2009. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I think nobody couldn't guard Jimmy. I think Kev could guard Jimmy, but Kev was gonna hack him. Kev would take it out of his mouth. He'd take it out of his mouth like, I'm hacking that nigga. That's why I love Kev, bro. I used to love Kev, bro, because that was a real dog, bro.
No, he was a real
dog, bro.
Yeah, he was a grown man in high school.
Yeah,
like his mentality.
Yeah, I love it, and that's what it was for him. It wasn't necessarily a skill; it was here with him.
Exactly.
He was locked in with every game. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Shout out to Ivan though. I figure Ivan would say that though. I figure Ivan would say that, but bro, I don't know. I think we got him though. But I don't know. I love to open up a gym and play them niggas.
So I said this. So we was texting in the group chat. I said that is a game I would pay to see. The 09 team versus the 2010. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
I would definitely love to see that. Now I ain't gonna lie, and this will go back to John. So I tell y'all a quick story. So 2009, I tried out for Calvert Hall. So I didn't make the team, and I was pissed. And people who I'm not going to talk about. There's two guys on the varsity team that are on the team that I still feel is to this day I was better than, but they made it. God bless them. I'm not going to mention their names. Scott McFarley, Keenan Harris. I'm not going to mention y'all names. You're great people. So I didn't make the team. So I'm mad. This John last year. So me and John close. That's my boy. Like I give it. So the week that Milford played Calvert Hall, I had 2 phone calls that week. Tevin called me. That's my man. He went to Milford. John called me. That's my man. He went to Calvert Hall. So I ain't no Benedict Arnold. I'm telling them both what I think because they asked me like, yo, what you think? So the first year, I'm like, Ted, I hope y'all go to Calvert Hall and fuck them up. And if when y'all go fuck them up, I'm gonna come back to school on Monday and talk so much shit, bro. Milford lost by 20. Yo. When I came to school Monday, the whole basketball team was looking for me. Now, this brother right here, John, my bro, he went easy on me. The rest of them was like, bro, how you gonna pick a school and go against it? You just mad because you ain't make the team. So I ain't gonna lie, Ryan. The next year, which was 2010, Calvin Hall came to Milford. So I learned my lesson that year. So what I did was so Tab asked me. For that, I didn't give no predictions until somebody asked me. I made sure I didn't say nothing. Even when John and Tevin would ask, they asked me, like, yo, who you think will win the game? I'm like, bro, listen. I'm like, yo, and I know how you feel about Jimmy. I'm not taking nothing away from Jimmy. I said, bro, I don't think y'all got an answer for 25. If y'all ain't, that's John. And if y'all ain't got an answer for 25, that means Donye, Damian, and Kyle Wise, they're going to get more open shots because y'all going to have to double team John. Well, if you watch that game, that's essentially what happened. They couldn't really contain 25, John, and then that freed up other players to make open shots. So,
John definitely killed Jimmy.
I was hearing a lot of chirping about Jimmy and like just me like being soft, and I'm like, why do you keep on like coming to me? I'm like, I guess we gotta do this again.
Because you don't yell, you don't scream. You're not. See, that it's the same. It's the same thing they're doing with Tatum right now. Tatum is not soft, bro. He's a quiet killer. That's all he is. He a quiet killer. Everybody don't gotta yell.
They don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing wrong with that. Don't mean he's soft. That's why Jimmy was more of a loud person. So to people, Jimmy not soft, but to you, they're gonna look at you as soft because you're not saying anything.
Not saying that.
And that's why I don't listen to the media. I actually watch basketball. I don't listen to the media because they have their own. That's another story. But anyway, but no, you definitely you was giving Jimmy that work. I ain't gonna lie, you was. And
go ahead, Ryan. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was about to say, and then I ain't gonna lie, that whole game was like I don't think we was prepared enough, coach wise. I don't know. I don't think so.
That's not the first time I heard a Milford player that I conversated with say that about that game. Several people feel like they were not saying y'all weren't prepared, but y'all were not totally prepared, if that's the right way I can say it.
No, and then, but I don't like, but see, one thing about me, I mean, we were kids, I get all that, but I don't like to fully blame coaches because, I mean, shit, I could have did better. I mean, my time was limited, but I could have did better. We could have done better. You know what I'm saying? But there's no excuses. We lost. It is what it is. But I do think Jimmy was a good player, but no, I think John definitely you definitely gave Jimmy that work.
I'll say that was probably the most fun high school game, like really all time for me, because like the atmosphere was dope. We had St. Joe, we had St. Francis and all that cool, but going to Milford and knowing that I lived not too far from there, and there was a little bit of stuff saying like, well, why you ain't come home? Why you come to Milford or Randallstown? You went over to Calvin Hall, like why you go out there with them? Like, so it was a little extra there. Like, you know, I was excited like the whole day for it. Like people telling me like, are you nervous to go back there? I'm like, hell no, I'm ready to rock. Yo, I'm hearing all this stuff about you in the jungle. Like you in the jungle now. Like,
oh yeah, the jungle. Oh yeah,
I don't know about me. I've been to the jungle. It may not seem like that because my demeanor, I wasn't from the city.
Yeah,
I didn't really know like what I was, but I'm like, bro, I've been to the jungle and back, so this ain't new.
That's why people be like, yeah, I'm from the trenches. Oh, you know how many niggas in the trenches that soft as cotton swab? You keep talking about you from the trenches. Like I ain't like I want to hear that. There's a lot of people from the trenches soft, so I don't want to hear that. Like you gotta show me what you doing. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, man.
Like that, man. I ain't gonna lie. That game, like I do miss that gym, man. I miss that gym.
That was fun, man. It really
that gym was, man. Like
I
wish we had more of that, man. I wish we had like more like interconference like games, like us in Milford, us in Randallstown. You know, the MIAA was cool, but like I wanted to come back to those atmospheres. I knew what it was. I knew it.
I'm gonna say this as just because I was a fan. I wasn't playing. I was a fan. I'm gonna start off with Milford, then I'll go to Calvin Hall. Milford played digital. They obviously played late. I went to that game. That was a game that Zay missed the 3-point shot tie. Yeah. That was crazy. The Milford played Calvin Hall at Calvin Hall. I went to that one. That was crazy. Who else did y'all play that was nice? Milford.
You talking about 09?
It could be 10. It could be 09, 10, or 11. However,
only games I remember that 09 that was crazy was digital and late.
Digital and late.
That's when Kev dunked on the dude at digital and they called a charge.
Called a charge on that.
I remember that. That was
and then
crazy.
in 2010, y'all played Lake. No, y'all played Digital. I'm sorry, y'all played Digital. Y'all played Calvert Hall, and y'all played the Woodlawn games. Even though I know Woodlawn to Milford is like Calvert Hall and St. Francis, or Calvert Hall and St. Joe. That rivalry, so we get that. So y'all, that was crazy. In fact, y'all was down by like 15, came back and beat them. Was that senior year or was that junior year?
When we played who?
When y'all came back to beat Woodlawn at Milford. I remember that.
That was my senior year.
Senior year. Okay, yeah. So our senior year. So I think, and then let me mention the Calvert Hall games. Calvert Hall and St. Francis. You're junior. So John is a year older than me. So it would be my sophomore and junior year because you was a senior. You're a year ahead of me. Calvert Hall and St. Joe. Calvert Hall and oh my God, I can't think of the other.
St. Francis.
St. Francis. Terrell, I think Calvert Hall and Milford during that time, from 2008 to like 2012, I think y'all had the best games. Obviously, I'm talking about in the Baltimore County area. Now, Baltimore City, you got Digital, Lake, Highly City.
That damn triple overtime game against St. Francis. I still think about that.
That was great. That might have been the best basketball game I've ever went to.
Y'all ever beat St. Francis?
We finally got him like in my senior year, like in the BCO. Like
I'm not gonna lie.
We could not get them, man. I was just like, we had so many great games, but we just couldn't get them down the stretch. It was down the stretch in the fourth quarter where a turnover there, a missed assignment on defense there made you pay.
And I feel like Wayne don't get enough credit neither.
Wayne Sparrow?
Huge. Yeah. Wayne Sparrow was solid, man. Just like
I don't think Wayne get enough credit because he another quiet one. Don't say too much, but he was a bucket. It's just, but he don't. Like if he had like his own squad, he'd definitely be a 1,000-point scorer. He didn't need to be though.
For sure.
Like St. Francis had a squad. Y'all had a squad. St. Francis had a squad, and then Mount St. Joe. That's when he had Eric Agnes.
He stole one of my player of the years. I stand by the. Eric Agnes. I stand by that to this day. I'll tell him. He stole one of my player of the years.
Yeah, but nah, man, I do miss that atmosphere, man. That was fun. That was fun.
Well, I'll tell you, let me ask y'all this, and I'm not trying to disrespect no current coaches at Calvert Hall or Milford right now. Would you guys go back and coach your alma mater? I'll start with whoever wants to start can start. Doesn't matter.
Go ahead, bro.
I want to because we wanna like every year we go up there and we play them before the season start, and I was getting mad at them. And when I realized I was getting mad at them, I was like, I need to just coach. Cause I need to calm down. Cause there was just certain stuff they was doing, and I'm like, yo, you can't have this jersey on and you're not playing like it matters. You know what I'm saying? Like I got mad at the one kid because like I scored on him and he helped me up. I said, what do you help me up for? I'm like, why don't help me up? You don't know me. I don't know you. Like, don't be like that. But afterwards, I talked to him. I was like, yo, I love you, shorty. I said, don't look at it that way. I was like, but you don't like when Alvin and them used to come play us. I used to try to kill them.
I know.
I ain't know. I listen. I never went to no Milford games before I went to Milford, so I didn't know about Alvin and Word. When they came in the gym, I looked at them as food. Like I'm trying to kill them. It's like I wanted them to be like that with me because that's the way you're gonna get better. So when I seen it, I was like, yeah, I want to coach up there. But then I guess my time will come when it comes. So I don't know. I don't know, man.
Go ahead, John.
Yeah, honestly, I probably wouldn't coach because some of what Ryan is saying, you know, I feel the same way. I look at some of the high school kids that they playing. It's like, man, nah. Cause see, I'm gonna get mad and I'm gonna start really yelling because like I don't. And then I gotta deal with parents and all. I'm like, I'm good. I'm just like,
don't yell at my baby. Don't yell at my baby.
Yeah, like my baby, the next D Wade, next Kobe, whatever. I'm like, do you want me to be honest with you, or do you want me to like tell you what you need to hear?
That nigga more like Ruben Patterson, bitch.
I'm like, man.
You more like Ruben Patterson.
It's better I just chill. It's better I just chill. It's better I just chill, man. Let them do their thing. Cause I know myself, and I know the level of patience that I would have versus what some kids probably would test. So I think I'm better off just like kind of if Calvert ever came to me like, you know, saying, hey, what do you think about this? You know, anything basketball related that I can probably like, you know, get my opinion on. I'll always be available. But coaching wise, I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, that's why I like the training better. Training is better to me. But everybody I talk to say, yo, if you start training, you're gonna start coaching. Or everybody I talk to say that.
I can see that. That's easy. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, but I don't know, man. I feel bad for Milford too, though. They just got out they got disqualified to go to the counties because somebody was ineligible or something.
For the boys team?
Yeah. Something crazy like that. So I feel bad because I ain't had them doing that good, and they was actually doing good this year. So I'm proud of them. Yeah, I'm proud of them.
Crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully, I mean, it's probably no way they can get in the county championship game now, but hopefully they can.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like Overly and Randallstown. Somebody, I don't know.
Overly is in the boys county.
That's what I said.
Damn.
Woo-wee. Times change,
hey,
right?
man, Overly. Hey, people from Overly, you might be in this high school watch this show. Hey, I'm not saying y'all not good. I just don't keep up with high school sports no more. When I was in high school, Overly sucked.
Right.
In basketball. I mean, that was one of them games to the point Calvin Hall wouldn't even put them on the schedule. In Milford, right. I used
to hate when everyone on the scrimmage schedule. Like, we gotta go out there to scrimmage them though. Like, come on, man. Like,
we're gonna kill them. I remember he told me about. I remember the one time he told me he went to Overly. He's like, man, we gotta come all the way out here, man. We gonna kick their ass just for making us come all the way out here, man. We gonna kill them dudes. So no, I get that. But congratulations to Overly. Randallstown been Randallstown for years. They might have had dips and peaks and valleys, but they've been Randallstown for years. So that's what's up, man. Before we get you up out of here, Ron, would you want to talk a little NBA with you? Just your thoughts on the NBA season so far. How you think the season's gonna play out? This is your time to go about your man in Denver. He didn't have the best game on Saturday. We get it. We understand. They won 9 straight before that, and I give the Nuggets a little pass for their loss on Sunday. But you like Russell Westbrook? He's fitting in seamlessly well in Denver with the Denver Nuggets. So, what do you think about the NBA and how you think it's gonna play out?
I don't know. I do think LA do look good. The Lakers, they do look good, but they are very beatable. People thinking they not, they are very beatable. But do I think they can come out the West? Yeah, because I don't think Houston got enough.
Too young.
They too young. I think Memphis is still not disciplined. I think Denver can still do it as long as everybody stay healthy. I think Denver can still beat them. I think Dallas is washed.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think Dallas washed because AD, I don't know. I think he made out of plastic. But no disrespect to Kyrie. Kyrie, he a dog. But I just think as a team, I don't know. I don't see it. In Phoenix, I said that wasn't gonna work.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody really believed in that, to be honest, from the beginning. I don't think a lot of people really believed in Phoenix.
No, let me say this. I did. Let me say this. I know this is like so far because we're really watching basketball instead of having the NFL on. Phoenix was the number 1 seed in the conference in like December. They were hooping. They were playing good, and then KD got hurt, and then I don't know what the hell happened after that.
But JD, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Name me a team that went far without a point guard. I'll wait.
That's a damn.
Sip my water real quick while you think about that.
Yeah, you might be able. No homo. You might be able, I can't answer that. I ain't gonna lie. Okay. All right. So listen. You're right. They don't have the best point guard, but I do. Ron, come on now, give me this. What they had 2 years ago last year compared to what they got this year, they did go out and get my man Tyus Jones. He's a solid point guard.
I love Tyus Jones too. He's tough. I like Tyus Jones.
And they went out and got my boy from not Indiana State, Iowa State. Monty Morris? And that's him. So he's not the best. Right. He's not the best. I'll give you that. But all I'm saying is that their money wasn't going to be. What they really probably should have did was keep Chris Paul.
I don't see. This is the thing about Chris Paul though, because Chris Paul getting older. With your point guard, he got to be a lockdown ball defender. Chris Paul not a lockdown ball defender like that no more. He's a passing lane defender now because he getting older. So if they had young Chris Paul, yeah. But I like Tyus Jones. I just don't think he can lead a team to the promised land. He got to be a backup.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I like Tyus Jones though. I like his brother too. I think his brother don't seem like his brother ain't playing enough. I don't know what's going on with his brother. Like they play the same.
Yeah, they play the same. But I mean, I know him. You know, I know him. I love the school. I love the college that they went to. So I know him very well.
But also, I'm trying to think. I don't. In the East, I just like, man. I think Boston is like the perfect ball club. Like,
yeah. Okay. Nobody's beating Boston in the East. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think like, yo, win or lose, how they play is like how every team should play. Like, they not just scoring. They locking up, playing D. Drew Holiday. Any team can use him.
Any team.
He's the perfect. I don't give a damn where you put him at.
He's the perfect basketball player to fit on any team. You can think about this. He played on Team USA this year, fit in seamlessly. He played in Milwaukee, won the championship. He got traded to Boston, won the championship. Like, he fits in well. And that's why, let me say this. He is not as a talented player as Damian Lillard, but I'd rather have him on my team than Damian Lillard because he can do everything.
Yeah,
he can defend. He's going to lead. He's going to play. He's going to make timely shots. He's going to do the gritty work that Damian Lillard, quite frankly, won't do.
And look at how Milwaukee looks now. Are you sure you wanted to still get Dame?
Well,
I love Damian Lillard. I'm glad he got out of Portland, but when they made that trade, I was like, you gave up who? No, not Holiday, not him. No.
Milwaukee messed up by giving up Holiday instead of giving up Middleton. The year they won the championship, they should have traded Chris Middleton the year they won the championship. Because, bro, all right, yo, listen. I will never take anybody's championship away. I don't take that bubblicious championship away from the Lakers. I can't take away the championship that the Bucks won. But, bro, okay, let me do this. Ryan, you know this. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. That was highly favorite line. You're a woulda, coulda, shoulda person. You don't do that. Do what you need to do. But I am going to play the woulda, coulda, shoulda game. They beat the Brooklyn Nets in the second round. Kyrie Irving got hurt. James Harden got hurt. If Kevin Durant had one of them, they beat Milwaukee. Because they were up 2-0. If they had one of them, they beat them. Okay, let me make
okay,
this up.
My fault. Go ahead.
Then they played Phoenix in the NBA Finals. Now, the name I'm about to say, I know JD. I know you like him. You think he's great, but he's injury prone. Okay, fine, I get that, bro. The Suns made the finals because Kawhi Leonard got hurt. Okay, what do you do? We know he's injury prone. That's fine. The Suns would have never made the Clippers would have got to the finals that year if Kawhi Leonard was healthy. The way Paul George was playing that postseason, that was the best he played in the postseason for a while. All they needed was their best player to be available. He wasn't available. That's why the Suns beat the Clippers. If the Clippers would have got to the finals, they would have beat the Bucks because Kawhi had already beat them.
I don't know about that, JD. Hey, see, this is my thing with you. See, this is my thing with you. You be saying some stuff, yo, and you know your shit, but you be saying some stuff. No, number one, Paul George, the last good postseason he had was in Indiana when he went against LeBron. He ain't play all that in the postseason. And what I mean by all that, I mean consistent superstar level every game.
Right. No, you're right.
He did. He don't. That's my problem with Paul George.
Okay.
No. If they even, matter of fact, they didn't even need Kawhi. They still could have won. I'm sorry. They had a chance of winning. I can't go with that.
Okay, I'll give you this. If Paul George was who he should have been, yeah, they should have beat the Suns without.
Let's go there. Don't bring up Kawhi.
I'll give you that. But the reason why I like the Clippers was because of Kawhi. I'm basing my thing up, bro. Listen, I don't care what y'all say. He hurt, fine, whatever. Kawhi Leonard, when healthy, was a top 5 player. He's the only person in the NBA that'd be like, okay, hey, bro, listen. I want you to score on Kevin Durant. I want you to score on LeBron James. I want you to score on Giannis. And I want you to stop them. Bro, I don't mean no harm. Ain't nobody asked LeBron to go stick Kevin Durant. When LeBron was in his apex, you know who they had sticking out Kevin Durant in the finals? Shane Battier. That's what they had sticking him. So I'm just saying, bro, Kawhi was one of the few people in the NBA where you be like, okay, bro, Colin Cowherd used to say this all the time. Kawhi Leonard is the best at getting a bucket and stopping your best player from scoring a bucket. That's why I rock with the Clippers. I'm not. Listen, I had to like Paul George because he came along. I wish he would have got Kevin Durant or somebody like that. You feel me?
So you was forced to like him.
I know, bro. Listen. I know you not in love with football, but you like football. Let's say you like the Ravens. You don't like everybody the Ravens signed, but shit, when they put that purple and black on, like, okay, man,
Yeah,
hey,
no,
you got
for
that.
sure.
So that's how I felt with Paul George, bro. I would have much rather Kawhi Leonard played with. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not the biggest LeBron fan. I would rather go him play with LeBron than play with Paul George. Like, I mean, obviously, yeah, but that's what we decided.
Yeah, because like I'm a Westbrook fan, and like, see, Westbrook. This is why I'm a Westbrook fan. Well, Westbrook is like the perfect player that you would want to have as far as his mentality. He's like Mike Tyson. He just gonna keep coming at you, and there's nothing you can do about it. He ain't the best shooter. He's shooting way better this year than matter of fact, probably ever. Yeah, probably ever. But that's why he's my favorite. But do I think Steph a better point guard? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, but Westbrook's my favorite. But I'm bringing this up to say this: Westbrook, though, on every team has a phenomenal impact on every team he's on. And I'm watching him on Denver. He fits in perfectly. And there's one player I feel like that's gonna mess him up from getting there, and that's Michael Porter Jr. Because I want Westbrook to get a ring so bad because of how he is, because he wanted that bad. He literally plays to win. He will do whatever you want to win. Everybody not like that. But Michael Porter Jr., I like him, but he's not consistent.
He's not at all.
And he like John Height. And he don't even want to go to the cup.
He's taller than me, actually. That's what's crazy.
Oh, that damn.
Doing that, and he's taller than me. I'm like, bro, what?
Like, that's the part that be like pissing me off. Like, when you shooting a step back 3-4 and you got somebody 6'1" on you.
That's the
it's
league,
stuff
man.
like
That's
that
the
be
league,
like.
man. Like you look at Porzingis, 7'3". He ride a pick and pop. Got a little dude, not even tall as his table I'm sitting at right now, and he's doing turnaround jumpers. He's 7'3". But that's the NBA now, man.
And see, I ain't gonna lie, with Porzingis, that works for him because he be hitting them.
And he's with the best team, and he's with the best team in the NBA. So it works.
Yeah, he can do that right now, so it works for him. But put his ass somewhere else. That ain't working.
Yeah, Dallas, New York. We saw what happened there.
It ain't working. So you know what I'm saying? It's like
it ain't working.
Yeah, so it's like that's my take on the NBA though. But man, I one thing I do like about this season though, I don't know who gonna win.
That is.
When Golden State had that run, when Miami had that run, San Antonio had that run, I knew who was gonna win.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I love this year. I don't know who. I don't, because Lakers can't, like, everybody sleeping on everybody think the Lakers got it because they got Luka. No, them niggas can be beat.
No, they can be.
They're very beatable.
They still can't guard.
Exactly.
You got to, at some point in time in the playoffs, you have to play both ends of the floor if you want to win.
And guess what? You can't hide Luka.
Yeah, you can't hide Luka either, and they have no size. So it's like
all your weaknesses get absolutely exposed in the playoffs times 1,000. All your weaknesses.
So now I'm gonna say this real quick. Hold on, because I was watching the game Saturday when they lost to when Denver lost to the Lakers. JJ Redick was smart. What they did was they kind of took Jokic out of the paint from him, like, scoring so much, because he only had 12. He had a triple-double, but he had 12.
12, 11, 10.
Yeah, and that worked for that game. That ain't working on no 7-game series.
That's what I was saying. JJ Redick, I was telling you, Josh, like, JJ Redick, Jokic didn't look right. He looked uncomfortable. He looked bothered the entire game. I'm not saying that's going to work every game in the playoff series, but I was saying just for that game, it was a really good coaching job by JJ Redick. I think he was really smart with what he was doing.
It was, yeah.
I'm gonna say this, and then I'll ask you who should be the MVP before we get up out of here. I will give JJ Redick this, because I'm not and I know he went to Duke, but I'm not a fan of how he got the job. We all know why he got the job. I'm not a fan of how he got the job. I thought Darvin Ham got screwed.
I agree.
But that's another subject for another day. But let me hit you with this one. What he did to Jokic, that can be explained. I'll give you a stat right here. Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves had more field goal attempts than Nikola Jokic. The Nuggets not going to win like that. That's all you need to know for that. Okay, now let me put you with this. Let's talk about what he did offensively with LeBron and Luka, why that won't work in the playoffs. You can't stagger LeBron and Luka's minutes in the playoffs. They have to play.
That's
So
true.
now that you have to play two players who really, one is old and can't play defense, and the other one just never really, I don't think him and defense really go together. I'm talking about Luka. You can't stagger minutes. So now you can't really hide Luka. You can't hide LeBron in the playoffs. They're gonna have to play 40 to 42 minutes. Let's say I'd say between 38 to 42 minutes. The game is 48 minutes. You can't stagger them like that. You might be able to do that for a short moment here and there, but you can't stagger their minutes. And
If you notice, Luka's run really came. The scoring run came once LeBron was on the bench. Then Luka went to the bench. LeBron came in. Now he started scoring. So,
Exactly.
Are you sure you want to depend on that when the playoff series get here? That's a good point.
But I say this though, players gotta learn how to move out the ball, and a lot of players are not doing it. I want John Morant. I wish I could talk to John Morant trainer. I want him to learn how to move out the ball because that athleticism not going to be there for another. It's not going to be there the whole time. If he learn how to move it out the ball and create his own shot, like kind of like how James Harden doing, but then come off pin downs and screens like Rip Hamilton did, he'd be dangerous. Luka don't do that. So that's why I think Luka. When y'all ever seen Luka pass, cut, and move and get an easy bucket? No, he ain't never doing it.
Pass that joint is just like, all right, go, y'all do that thing.
Yeah, so that can hurt him.
No, it can't hurt him. Before we get you up out of here, Ron, right now, who's your NBA MVP?
It's hard. I would go Giannis. I would go Tatum. But I like, man, Shea is hooping, man. His game is pretty.
Number one seed in the West.
Man, I don't even give a damn about that. Like, you can have that number one seed.
No matter.
Because I'm gonna be honest, OKC very beatable too.
They are.
They are. I think they're gonna get knocked out. I hope they don't, but I think they're gonna get knocked out. But Shea, bro, he killing. Like, and down the stretch of a game, he getting a bucket. It is nothing you can do about it.
I was watching it last night, and Shea is my pick for MVP too. But I'm watching a little bit of the game last night against Minnesota. It's a play where like Shea drove and like McDaniels, I guess, cut him off, and he's like, all right, bet, let me pull this joint out. Bop, see you later. Easy layup. Like his game is so freaking smooth. It's like it's literally like, damn, like like I don't think there's been a better player in the league this year consistently than Shea. Now my thing with Oklahoma City, okay, yeah, you got the number one seed again. We know the playoffs are all about matchups. So that seeding don't really matter. It's about how do you match up with this team and who has more experience. We saw Luka and Kyrie knock off OKC before. Now I think OKC will learn from that. I think they've gotten better from that. So I don't think we can use the whole like they're young and like inexperienced because they had their moment. Okay, you had your adversity in the playoffs and everything. So I'm interested in seeing how they respond to that. I think getting Isaiah Hartenstein was a big pickup along with Alex Caruso because these are guys that can defend and they understand the playoffs. They understand what it takes to win playoff series and possibly take the next step. So that's what I'm looking forward to OKC. Now again, I can't tell you who the definitive winner is. I still think we cannot ignore Denver. Didn't look good on Saturday, but these guys have been there and done that, so we can't dismiss them either. Really, we can't dismiss the Lakers. We can't really dismiss Golden State right now. How they been looking past weeks?
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna let y'all go. But I'm a huge Anthony Edwards fan, but he got a lot of like growing up to do.
Facts.
But I love Ant, man. I pay any amount of money to go see Ant play.
I'm gonna hit you with this one. I like Anthony Edwards. Does he have superstar ability? Absolutely. Could he be the face of the NBA? Absolutely. But if you think about it, what the media and what Anthony Edwards fans want him to be is what Shai Gilgeous-Alexander already is now.
And see, this is the thing. It's not even that Shai is better or Ant is worse or whatever. Shai he's more mature.
He's more mature. Exactly.
Really
Ryan, I'll hit you with this. Anthony Edwards is a better basketball player than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. If you just look at them like, okay, who better, John or Ryan? Okay, I think Ryan better. I think John better. Anthony Edwards is a better basketball player than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But the reason why I would take Shai over him is because he's more mature. He can handle everything. He's been the number. He's going to be the number. And I know you don't say this means something. For Oklahoma City to be the number one seed 2 years in a row in the West, yeah, that's saying something. The Western Conference ain't the East. Philadelphia 20-38, they still got a chance of being a play-in. You can't be 20-38 in the West and have a chance of being a play-in. Your season over.
All right, so look, I'm gonna hit you with this. This is what I mean by why I think Shea is better right now. And I'm an Ant fan, like I just told you. But I'm a realist. Other day they played against Houston. Ant got mad at a fan, and Yo started going off. He was hitting.
I saw that right before the half.
Yo, he was cooking though, but he took every shot. Shea, if you piss him off, he gonna get a bucket. But if he gonna dump it off, he gonna hit somebody in the corner. Then he gonna still pump fake, go under, reverse pivot, layup. Like he gonna be smart. You're not gonna get him out of his element. Right now, I'm gonna pick Shea. I think Shea better right now. I get what you're saying, but Shea better. See, Ant is a highlight reel too.
He is.
Because he's a high flyer. Shea don't got none of that. He cook niggas calmly. So it's like, I'm just being real. Shea better, bro. And I'm an Ant fan.
No, I know you are. I know you
better.
Are.
Shea better. I just gotta give it to him. I'm picking Shea.
I mean, Shea, I think Ant is a better player, but right now, again, I would take Shea because of the calmness. I'll give you another person. What the media wants Ja Morant to be is what Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is now. He's a general. He's not poking. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander not going to be poking lasers playing with guns. That's not his thing. He's not going to be doing dumb shit. He's going to be focusing on his craft and getting better and better and better. And I would have to agree with the two of y'all that right now, a couple weeks ago, I thought it was Jokic, and MVP can change. Our votes don't come in, John, to the end of the season, but we'll make our votes. We'll make our picks here on the show. But I think Shea is the MVP. His smoothness, his calmness. If you watch that game on Sunday night, they were up on Minnesota by 20. Minnesota came back, took the lead. Shea said, "Nah, bro, I got it. We're gonna get our get back for what y'all did to us the Thursday before the All-Star break. We're gonna do it the other night." And that's what they did. So
that's right. They did beat them.
They did the Thursday for the All-Star break, and then they got their revenge back. So, Hey Ryan, bro, we want to thank you for coming on this episode of Highly Opinionated, bro. Can't wait to have you back.
Yeah,
can't wait to have you back, bro. Appreciate your basketball knowledge. Appreciate your just life knowledge. One more time, bro. Let them know where they can get your. Let them know the name of your clothing line. Let them know the website they can go to get it at.
Yeah, so it's called Valorous. Valorous. It's the name of the clothing brand. You can shop at www.thevalorousclothingbrand.com. Also, you can follow me on Instagram at valorous_black. So, yeah, man. But I appreciate y'all, man. Like I said, love what y'all doing, man. Hit me up anytime, man. Y'all keep going, man. I'm proud of y'all, man. Y'all keep doing y'all thing for sure.
Appreciate this support, bro. We love it, man. Go ahead, John. I'm gonna cut you off. Go ahead, bro.
No, I'm saying, man, appreciate you, dog. Appreciate you coming on, man, for sure.
Yeah, man. No problem, man.
Ryan, bro. Can't wait to have you back on. You got my word, bro. We will have you back on before the NBA playoffs start.
All right, let's do it. Hit me up. Let me know. I'll be here.
Can't wait, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break to watch Highly Opinionated. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Highly Opinionated is sponsored by Wolves of War. In some of the episodes, you can see my co-host and Ross wearing a brand called Wolves of War. Wolves of War is our first sponsor, ladies and gentlemen, and we are so thankful to have those guys sponsoring Highly Opinionated. Thank you very much. The actual meaning of Wolves of War is that it represents having a strong path behind you through the battles of life. With the right people behind you, you can get through anything. You guys see the link for Wolves of War? Make sure you guys click on the link, shop, great apparels, t-shirts, sweatsuits, whatever you want, they have. Once again, Wolves of War. Make sure you guys go shop. Welcome back to Highly Opinionated. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the best, if not the best editions other than this gentleman on the screen now is the gentleman you're about to see, the great Dylan. Dylan, it's your time, my brother. Take it away for your UFC and boxing breakdown. The floor is yours, brother.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. Josh, John, Adam, how's it going? All right, guys, talk about a little UFC tonight. We're going to start with Ilia Topuria. Can't believe what he did, vacating the belt. He's already swept through everybody in the featherweight division. His last fight with Volkanovski knocked him out. Volkanovski was on a crazy run before him with the belt. He was probably 6-0 with the belt, just running through everybody. Didn't think Volk was going to lose, but Volk lost. Ilia Topuria washed everybody, moving up. We believe he's going to go fight Islam Makhachev for the pound for pound for one, which Islam is. and Islam is holding the belt for the lightweight division. So I think Ilia Topuria is going to go up and fight him. But the belt he gave up is going to a fight between Alexander Volkanovski and Diego Lopez, which is a banging fight. I believe that's going to go down at UFC 314 in Miami. Crazy card. I can't wait to get in that in the future with you guys. But before that, let's do a little breakdown on UFC Fight Night just went down past Saturday. It was a great fight night, actually. Start from the beginning because they say that if the prelims are always good, then the main card is going to be trash, and the prelims were crazy. First fight of the night, KO, all the way up to the main card, it was KOs. Unfortunately, my boy Andre Fili took the loss, and it was submission. Andre Fili's great on the ground. Unfortunately, he got worked by Costa. Great fight, though. We'll see what he does to bounce back from that. A little bit of the main card. Disappointed. Weird events. Alonzo Menafield, though, first fight of that main card. He came out pretty hard. It was split decision, unfortunately. He did take the win. I'm not a fan of a split decision, but judges score it. More hits Alonzo, more takedowns. I'm a fan of that. Little underdog here, Gene Silva. Woo! They keep talking about him, they say, every Tuesday in the fighter breakdowns, and he is on fire. He is on a hot run. He is 9-0, and he just KO'd. Can't even pronounce his name, unfortunately, but it's Meslek. Don't want to pronounce his last name. It was a nasty KO. My boy Rob Font called it. Fight. Amazing. Bloody. Nasty. Glad he took that win. Still going to continue to go. He is a little older, though, but he is still going hard, and I'll give it to him, Rob Font, my guy. Brendan Allen fight versus Hernandez. Nothing but grappling. Brendan Allen gave him a few punches at the beginning, and Hernandez got scared right after that and just took him down. It was 3 rounds of pretty much grappling. Anytime Brendan Allen did get on top and reverse the takedown, he did damage. Unfortunately, he did lose, and they gave it to Hernandez for time control. I guess that's pretty much it. Hernandez was more beat up than Allen. Hernandez was bloody, and it was a tough fight, but I guess they gave it to more time on the ground. So, great fight. Brendan Allen will bounce back, though. Great guy. Main event. Henry Cejudo's done. He lost. It was a crazy fight. First 2 rounds, Song Yadong was working him. Henry Cejudo tried to take him down, didn't get any takedowns. He's a world wrestler. Lost his wrestling, I'd say. 3rd round comes around. Song Yadong goes for a block. Double eye poke. Henry Cejudo milked his 5-minute timer, trying to get it back. Don't know if he was joking with it or just trying to buy the time. He knew he wasn't going to win maybe the full fight, so he milked the 5 minutes they gave him just to say he couldn't see again. So they called the fight on that one and gave it to Song Yadong for up on the judges' scorecard. So Song Yadong was going to work him for another 2 rounds anyway. Henry Cejudo took the little baby way out and couldn't see. I don't know. His press conference didn't sound too good either. Kept saying his vision was blurred, but I think he's washed. Get out of here, Henry Cejudo. Song Yadong, good fight. All right, guys, a little 253 breakdown. It's a little wild card here we got with Manel Kopp. He's a crazy fighter. From back in 2 years ago when he was cussing on the press conferences and going crazy to fighting for the belt right after that. He is a crazy fighter. Prelims are packed with good fights. Great women's fights, actually. Men's fights, also great. I believe they're going to be heavy hitting from the beginning. We got a ranked opponent for the first night of the fight, which is crazy. Charles Johnson, flyweight bout. Great fighter. He's fighting Termirov. Pardon that. Probably a crazy fighter also. So if you're tuning in, that's going to be a great start to the fight. They never start with a ranked opponent. So we know it's going to be good. But all those guys in that prelims, all the women on the prelims, Andre Lee versus JJ Aldrich. She is a banger also, both of them. Andre Lee is coming off a win. USA always, so we're going to go with her in that prelims, but don't hold me to that one because that is just a banging fight to watch out for. Let's go to the main card for this one. It's actually pretty good fights on this one. All these guys are hungry right here. You got Sam Patterson versus Danny Barlow. Both crazy good fighters, stand-up guys, neither grappling. They're both going to bang in that one. Nazarad versus Esteban in the third fight from the top. Those are both crazy guys also. Esteban is a monster. Big boys in the lightweight. Nazarad, he's actually coming off a win too. Both unranked, but I believe either will put him in the ranked after this due to Ilya dropping out. We'll give him a pick for that one. I think Esteban's going to take that one in his big, heavy hands. Co-main event of that night, we're going to Cody Brundage versus Julian Marquez. Cody Brundage is my guy, grappler. I think he's from Pennsylvania up the street. Big hands, big grapple. But Julian Marquez is a big boy also, and he's scary. He does throw down. I believe he's coming off a win too. Oh, he's coming off a loss. We'll see how that goes for him. But I'm going with Cody Brundage on that one. That's going to be a good fight. And the main event, Manel Kape versus Asu. Both quick, crazy, throwing hands, feet, grappling. I think neither of them want to be on the ground because they'd rather throw hands and kick, but I believe that Asu is going to try and grapple. But Manel Kape has very, very fast hands. So I'm going to give it up for Manel Kape on that one. We'll go with him. A little after breakdown for everybody. I believe we're going to talk about a little boxing here. We got Tank Davis for fighting Lamont this weekend. Lamont Roach Jr. Lamont Roach Jr., he is big, heavy boxer also. Not going to do it for Tank. I think everybody just calls Tank out, wants to get some kind of money and some kind of fight promotion from him or something. So I'm not sure what's going to go on. Roach is 25-1-1 with 10 KOs, and his hands are not that heavy. I just don't see it in him. He's a little slower. He's not as sharp as Tank. Tank is 30-0 with 28 knockouts. Tank's last fight back in June against Martin was a banger. Tank took the win, of course. Before that, he beat up Ryan Garcia down with a liver shot. Knew that was going to happen. Like I said, why would you want to mess with Tank? He's too fast. Like I said, I think it's just a big money grab for somebody because Tank ain't promoting Roach, though. He's not throwing his name out there like that. You didn't hear Tank talking about him ever, so I guess everybody wants the belt from Tank, and everybody wants to get something from him, so I guess we'll go with that, but I'm definitely going to tune into that one, back and forth between UFC and Tank, because I think he's going to win, so I'm going to take Tank on that one. And that's going to be my breakdown, guys. Thank you again, and we will talk next week.
Dylan, my man, you are the best, bro. It's a privilege and an honor to have you on the show every week, giving us your UFC and boxing breakdowns and takes. Can't wait to have you back on the show next week, my brother. John, as we do every episode to end the show, ladies and gentlemen, it's college basketball time. Ladies and gentlemen, on the screen, you have the college basketball schedule. Big week in college basketball. College conference tournament starts up in the A-Sun this week. And you got a lot of teams finishing out their regular season, trying to make it to their conference tournament to improve their conference standing. The game that I'm looking forward to this week is actually on Wednesday. It's a 7 o'clock game. It's St. Bonaventure and St. Joseph's. St. Bonaventure is 19-9. St. Joseph is 17-10. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, when you get to this point in the college basketball season, a conference like that, they're only getting one conference. They're only getting one team to make it because the ACC got to have a certain amount. The SEC got to have the whole conference in. The Big 12 got to have 13 teams in, all that. So you get to conferences like this, they're only going to have one at max 2. So I'm looking to see what St. Bonaventure can do, what St. Joseph can do. Big game, and can definitely propel them in their can propel them in trying to win their conference and do whatever they can in the A-10. So definitely looking forward to St. Bonaventure and St. John's. What about you, brother?
I got a couple of games this week. You know where I'm going. I'm going to the Big Ten Wednesday night. That same night, we got Michigan State, number 8, coming into College Park.
Are you going to be there?
Number 16, Maryland. I probably won't be there because it's a work night, man. I got to get up and go to work the next day. Yeah. It's a long trip from College Park back to Baltimore. But best believe I'm going to be watching. Massive game in the Big Ten. Maryland has a chance to clinch a share of the Big Ten title. They're not out of it. Now, a few teams are going to have to lose, but Michigan State is the team that is in front of Maryland right now. And you can get that head-to-head at home against Michigan State. It goes a long way with not just the Big Ten, but we're talking about seeding in March Madness. So huge game on Wednesday night for the Terps to show the world that they are real contenders for March Madness. And I think that would be a statement game if they're able to get that win on Wednesday night. And another one I'm watching on Saturday afternoon, we're going to the SEC, which has been the best conference in college basketball all season long. We got number 6 Alabama going to Knoxville to take on the Tennessee Volunteers, currently ranked at number 5. Again, a battle for positioning right now. The SEC, this is the time of year, I said this before, it's a time of year where some of the best teams in college basketball, they run into each other and they got to take each other out to affect their seeding. So I'm interested in seeing how these two teams play because again, another couple of teams that are vying for position right now, they are considered the national championship contenders. So big game in the SEC for sure on Saturday. That's what I'm looking at.
I want to shout out. I'm not shout out, but I want to mention another team that most people, when they look at the NCAA tournament, they think it's a shoe-in that they're going to make it. Gonzaga is not a shoe-in to make it this year, ladies and gentlemen. If you look, they lost twice to St. Mary's. St. Mary's is won the WCC. They won the conference. In fact, Saturday night, they beat Gonzaga at Gonzaga. I watched that game from start to finish. It was a great game. So Gonzaga might not be in the NCAA tournament. Again, you guys saw on the screen. I had Gonzaga on that Saturday at San Francisco. That's a big game for Gonzaga, a huge game. They kind of like gotta do something. Again, I have them that Saturday they play. Let me go back down. Saturday they play at San Francisco. On Tuesday they play at Santa Clara. Gonzaga has to win out and probably has to win the WCC conference tournament just to make the NCAA tournament.
The long amount of years of dominance that Gonzaga's had is finally over. Imagine that. I can't even imagine them. I can't imagine them not being a part of the NCAA tournament. It's just like you don't even watch like their conference games. It's like they're going to do it. But all those years of dominance from Coach Mark Few looks like it's coming to an end. Imagine that.
Yeah. And they're talking about moving out of the WCC and going to a bigger and better conference. So he'll definitely. They
should have did that years ago.
Years ago. Yeah, definitely. But I'll say this year, Mark Few and Bill Self, they've been disappointing. Kansas is unranked for the first time in years. This is not the same Kansas team. Kansas plays totally different at home than what they do on the road.
And the way that BYU absolutely owned them, I was
destroyed
just like,
them, beat them by 30.
I've never seen that from like really a Bill Self-coach team.
Exactly. I was going to say this. It might be time, and we got another episode. It might be time for Bill to pass that baton to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like it might be that time for him. So, but again, Mark Few, Kansas, Gonzaga need to recruit better, and they can improve their teams. But
Gonzaga, start kicking out that bread. That's how you recruit. That's how you recruit now. Start kicking out that bread.
The NIL money at Gonzaga is not the same as it is at Duke, Maryland, North Carolina, Kansas.
Well, that's the game. Well, that's the game now. So Gonzaga better figure it out. That's the game now.
They need Adam Morrison to pitch in and help donate some money to the school. Need Adam Morrison to do that right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for watching episode 27 of the best sports show out, Highly Opinionated. For the best producer, the best editor, the best everything in the game, Ross. The best co-host in the game, John. Make sure, again, you can follow him on Club JG Podcast. I'm Merely Josh. We appreciate you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next week. We out.
Go Terps!
Watch the NFL Combine this week, y'all. If y'all really miss football.